It's time for Angels Spring Training Baseball this afternoon from Peoria Stadium in Peoria, Arizona. The Angels get set to take on the National League West San Diego Padres. Back-to-back days, the Angels taking on the Padres. Terry Smith along with Jose Mota as we get set for Monday afternoon baseball here in the Valley. Bright sunshine. Today we are going to see Shohei Ohtani in the Angels lineup. He'll be hitting out of the number 2 spot. He'll be the designated hitter. So today, Jose, we'll see Showtime Part 2.
I think this is absolutely wonderful because what we have witnessed in batting practice is a guy that has tremendous ability to square a baseball to every part of the field, tremendous backspin, going from line to line. And don't, be fooled by anything like, well, he's got to pitch, he's got to hit. This guy knows what the strike zone's all about. We look at how he stays in the zone, in balance. It's almost like going out there mirroring what he does when he's on the mound. Just composed with a great idea as to what tempo he should have. And when you talk about what he's done as an 18-year-old, this guy played 5 years already in Japan, produced with the bat, balanced things out, show some power, the ability to get on base, and a very solid .859 OPS with a .358 on base percentage in his career back in Japan.
All right, Mike Scioscia, of course, is going to have to do the juggling act with Ohtani. He talks about his plans on how he will use him in 2018.
Certainly looking at him to be a big part of a rotation. We're going to make some adjustments to our rotation. We're looking at a 6-man look right now for a number of reasons. But also, with his ability to swing the bat, we will try to work him in as much as we can and get him as many looks as he can in the batter's box, and it'll give us a deeper lineup.
All right, today we will see a guy that figures to be in that starting rotation, and it could be a 6-man rotation. That's Tyler Skaggs.
Tyler Skaggs is one guy that, for years has been pretty much an intrigue to so many people because the ability is there now. Last season, he thought this oblique issue was going to be a short-term thing. It turned out to be just something to drag down. But we saw that Tyler Skaggs, from before the injury and then after the injury, in terms of stuff, we know potential. He's got a high ceiling because he can go out there and pitch at 95 with that fastball, spin the ball well with that breaking ball, throw it in the zone, and get ground balls with his two-seamer. But key, as you see here, what is it going to be with Skaggs? Go out there, and when the ball leaves your hand, trust it. Good things will happen. If he can elevate a 95 with a big rainbow curveball that he does possess, he's going to be buckling some people. But more important than anything is having a lot of 0-1 counts where then he can induce some hitters to chase and drop that breaking ball later in counts down on the dirt.
All right, Jose, Tyler Skaggs, a guy that's missed a lot of time for the Angels the last few seasons. How do you think he will handle a 6-man Angel rotation?
That is a great point because numbers don't lie, and through the years, when you look at certain guys in the big leagues, that extra off day is more than beneficial. A lot of Japanese pitchers have benefited from this now that we talk about Ohtani, but for Skaggs, why not? If this ends up being a 6-man rotation, the numbers tell you he is much better with extra rest. And all the Angel starters so far, or potential starters, are very open to the idea of having that extra day of rest.
Jose, what are the real expectations for Tyler Skaggs in 2018?
You go out there and hopefully give you between 27 and 30 starts, get more ground balls, more early count outs because he wants to prolong his outings on the mound a little bit more and be a guy that Mike Scioscia doesn't have to worry about, Terry, on going to the bullpen early. So he's got the ability, and if it's a little extra day of rest for everybody, why not expand the guys to go a little bit longer than 90 or 100 pitches?
All right, Tyler Skaggs, the lefty, goes for the Angels. His first start this spring. Right-hander Jordan Lyles will get the start today for the San Diego Padres. Beautiful day for baseball on this Monday here in the Valley. The Angels and the Padres coming up next right here on Fox Sports West.
the Peoria Sports Complex as the Angels and the Padres get together again after yesterday. The Angels defeating the Padres. Angels now 2-1, Padres 0-3. So glad you can join us as the Shohei Ohtani watch is on high gear right now because he is making his debut as a hitter for the Angels here today. So let's take you right to the starting lineups, brought to you by In-N-Out. That's what a hamburger's all about. For the Angels, Eric Young Jr. leading off in center field, batting second. Shohei Ohtani, designated hitter. David Fletcher playing shortstop, batting third. Martin Maldonado, Angels catcher, batting cleanup. Chris Carter in the big power at first base, batting fifth. Nolan Fontana at second base, batting sixth, batting seventh. Caleb Coward at third base. Jabari Blash is in left field, batting eighth, and Michael Hermosillo in right field will be batting ninth. For the Padres, here at home and managed by Andy Green, Manuel Margot is in center field leading off. Carlos Asuaje will play second base and bat second. Will Myers, switching positions this season again, is in right field batting third. Alan Craig hoping to go out there and resurrect that career. Craig saw him as a pinch hitter yesterday at first base batting fourth. Freddie Galvis comes over from the Phillies playing shortstop, batting fifth. Batting sixth is Hunter Renfroe. Big power from him from the number 6 spot in left field. Christian Villanueva is at third base batting seventh. Veteran catcher A.J. Ellis on an invite here to camp, hoping to be back up. Hedges is the catcher batting eighth, and Franchi Cordero, whom we saw leading off yesterday against the Angels, is the designated hitter for San Diego. It's just a great day for baseball. It's a little bit warmer here in the Valley, and for sure, Terry, it is going to be a lot of fun to see how Mike Scioscia, and in fact the rest of his team, is now, as spectators, take a look at Shohei in the batter's box.
Yeah, we can't wait. He will be the second batter of the ball game, and that should be coming up here within the next few minutes. The umpires are out at home plate. We've already had the exchange of the lineup cards. Mark Rippiker is the home plate umpire, and on the bases today, the three umpires are Corey Blazer, Ryan Blackney, and also Roberto Ortiz. The dimensions here at Peoria Stadium: 340 down the left and right field lines. It's 410 to dead center, and 385 in the power alleys in left center and right center field. Jose mentioned, nice day here today. Bright sunshine. It's in the low 60s right now here at game time. And fans still making their way in. We'll have a fair crowd the way things are looking at the moment here. But a lot of Angel fans. The Angels dugout is on the third base side here at Peoria Stadium. And that's where you see a lot of the red in the stands here, as we are just a couple minutes away from the ballgame. This is the final time these two teams will face each other this spring in Arizona. But they will hook up during the regular season. The Angels will have a trip to San Diego in August to take on the Padres at Petco, and that'll be on the 13th, 14th, and 15th. And that might be a neat series for Angels fans to head on down the 5 and go to San Diego and see what's going on.
Yeah, in the past has been a blast to watch how many of the Angels fans come down and follow the team. Now, as you mentioned, playing against the Padres, we'll see the Diamondbacks. So the National League West, of course, always against the Dodgers, and the Angels will also see the San Francisco Giants, which should be a very exciting season going forward.
So getting ready to wrap up his warm-up tosses is Jordan Lyles. He's trying to win a spot in their rotation here, and he is a right-hander, 27 years old. And last season between Colorado and San Diego, just a 1-5 record with a very high earned run average. His ERA last year was 7.75. And he might have a bit of a uphill fight to make their opening day roster. Only time will tell. If he pitches well here this spring, we'll see what happens as far as Lyles is concerned, who signed a 1-year deal with the Padres this offseason with a club option for next season as well. So Eric Young Jr. will lead it off. He'll be batting from the left side. The Angels have a couple switch hitters in the lineup. Young is one of them. Also, two natural left-handed hitters in Ohtani and Fontana in the lineup. So we're just about ready to go. Angels red tops, gray pants. Dark blue tops, white pants for the Padres. First pitch from Lyles. That one is right in there for a called strike. We're underway, and the count is 0-1. Here's the next delivery. This is popped in the air, not too far away from the first base line and in fair territory. Now maybe a third of the way up the first base side. The catcher, A.J. Ellis, will make the put out on that one, an easy out, and the batter will be Shohei Ohtani. So here's Ohtani, a left-handed batter. Hit .332 last year in Japan. 8 homers, 31 RBIs, 65 games last season as a hitter for the Nippon Ham Fighters. Here's the pitch, and that is right in there for a called strike. Our game time temperature here in Peoria, 65 degrees, and the first pitch back to Southern California today at 12:12. Next delivery, pitch chased and missed. He threw it by him. And the count quickly jumps to 0-2 on Ohtani.
His abilities have been on display in batting practice. Pretty good idea about the strike zone. Pretty balanced, and now it's just about timing against the pitchers.
Here's one that's up and in on Ohtani. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And that is the one area where he will be tested the most. In under his arms.
Lyles ready, and the next delivery, 2-strike pitch. That one misses low. So the count's level. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Ohtani career .358 on base percentage in Japan. Remember, he came up as an 18-year-old playing for the Ham Fighters.
And the 2-2 on its way. That's way high. That one is off the mid of the catcher Ellis, who tried to stand up and catch that high pitch. So the count runs full. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Shohei Ohtani. David Fletcher is waiting on deck for the Angels. We'll see what gives on the payoff. Here it comes, and it just missed inside, ball 4. Ohtani gets a walk, and he's a base runner, and he has solid speed. So Shohei is on over there at first base.
Running the count. As we mentioned, ability to get on base, be patient. Not over anxious at all, just very clever in his approach, looking middle out, looking middle in, adjusting, and doing a fine job staying alive.
So Ohtani leads off first base, and here is Fletcher, the Angels shortstop today. And the first pitch, that one is high and inside. A fastball misses. 1 ball, no strikes.
I don't think David Fletcher showed up in camp saying, you know, there's going to be a time here in camp when I'm going to be batting third for the Angels. Think so?
I don't think so. But there he is today, hitting in the 3-hole.
Mike Scioscia getting some early looks at him, and he's earned it here in the early going.
Next pitch, and that's inside as Lyles struggling with his control here. He walked 22 in just shy of 70 innings last year.
And about Ohtani, going back to watching him with the at-bat and now running at first base. Remember, he was limited last year because of an ankle injury. So he did not have a full season with the bat or, of course, base running, or, of course, on the mound, only limited to 5 starts. So it's pretty much a healthy spring training for him and trying to get back to the rhythm of things from both sides of the baseball.
Ohtani had right ankle surgery last year. So it's 2 balls and 1 strike. And here's the next pitch, and that is inside. So again, Lyles falling behind. It's 3-1 on Fletcher. Shohei Ohtani, the hitter, most home runs he ever had in a season in Japan, 22. And he gets a decent size lead off the bag over there. We'll see if he's on the move. He's not. 3-1 pitch, grounded on the left side and through. That'll be an RBI hit. So Ohtani was not running on the pitch. There was no hit and run. He stops at second, but Fletcher has a 1-out single. And the Angels have something going here with 1 away, 2 on for the catcher. Cleanup batter today, Martin Maldonado.
All right, total team Mike Scioscia's thinking, why test the waters here so early? 3-1, no running in. Just let him stay fresh, get his legs under him as a base runner now, and not to have to worry about a jump or cutting the bases or
starting and stopping. So nice base-to-base running there, and nice piece of hitting there by Fletch.
And Fletcher, a big lead with runners at first and second. Fletcher, a giant lead off first base. The first baseman, Alan Craig, is not holding the bag. And the first pitch to Maldonado, who up on the scoreboard is named Maldonada.
We've got to tell his dad he's sitting right below us.
I think that last name ends in an O, not an A.
His dad was just taking a picture of it.
There you go. And here's the next pitch. That one is chopped on the third base side. It's a fair ball. Touching the bag at third is the third baseman, and that is Villanueva. And his throw to first will get Maldonado, and that will end the inning. Top of the first inning was brought to you by our friends at Rotolo Chevrolet in Fontana. #1 Chevrolet dealer in California. Rotolo is pursuing excellence every day. You can visit them today at Rotolo.com. Bottom of the first coming up in Peoria. No score on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Left-hander Tyler Skaggs has just wrapped up his warm-up tosses as he gets ready for his first start this spring for the Angels. Skaggs was 2-6 a year ago in 16 starts, had a 4.55 ERA. He pitched a total of 85 innings last season. Home run ball was a bit of an issue. He gave up 13 in those 85 innings, and boy, the Angels would really like to see this be a breakout year for Tyler Skaggs.
Terry, I would say that this is the year that's lined up for him to go ahead and have that type of year. Break out and win some games, stay healthy, and be somebody you can depend on.
First pitch a little bit low. The leadoff batter is Manuel Margot here for San Diego. The guy who played a lot for them a year ago, and he takes that pitch for a ball. He's in center field.
Well-earned promotion by Margot, who is really multi-talented player, and they like the progress they saw from him from adjusting month to month, at-bat to at-bat, and how he learned and matured as a big leaguer, getting better.
Here's the next pitch. That's a nice pitch right on the outside corner for a called strike.
As we were talking about yesterday with the Padres, they have a selection of very good athletes that have turned out to be some fine young ball players.
Margot, the leadoff man for San Diego. It figures to be the case this season. He signed at the age of 17 with the Boston Red Sox and then was acquired from Boston back in November of 2015. 263 average a year ago with 13 homers. He drove in 39. He can run a little bit as well. On the pitch, hits that one sharply. Nice diving stop. Third baseman Coward, and he will throw him out. Very good play by Caleb Cowart to Rob Margot. And that's the first out. The thing about Cowart, there is no question he can play at this level defensively. He's just not been a guy that's been able to hit consistently at the major league level.
Oh, Gold Glove caliber third baseman. Coward's playing even with the bag, guarding against the bunt for Margot, and just has the ability and the quickness to react to his left. And then what I always look forward to is just to see that arm unload and throw strikes, as he always does at first base.
So Skaggs gets a nice defensive play behind him, and now he faces Azwahe, second baseman for the Padres. He figures to be their starting second baseman this year. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. Here's the next delivery, and there's a curveball that's outside. It would be nice to see Tyler Skaggs be a double-digit winner for the Angels this season, and in saying that, he's a guy who's never won more than 5 games in a season for the Angels, and he only has 13 career wins. There's a pitch that misses low, but you just feel there's a lot more in him.
I believe this will be the year.
2 balls, 1 strike, the count. Angels infield is back. Outfield is shading as Wahe the opposite way. Here's the next pitch, and that's popped on the left side, but it's way back and out of play. And the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes.
One adjustment we see from Tyler Skaggs, Terry, how far off he is on the third base side of the rubber. And it's quite noticeable, especially with his size, and he's got his right foot is totally way off. He's trying to find direction from where he is standing.
And there's a breaking ball that's cut on and missed. He struck him out. Ball was dropped by Maldonado. Picks it up, fires the first to complete the strikeout. And that was a nasty breaking ball right there.
That's a pitch we were talking about in pregame as to with his stuff, which of course the fastball is pretty much alive, down or up in the zone. And then the ability to change the eye level of a hitter is a premium form when he is on his game. But yes, totally with you. He needs to stay on the mound, be healthy, and trust every time that baseball comes out of his hand.
So here is Will Myers, and here's the first pitch. That's on the outside corner, called strike. Skaggs looks sharp here. First inning, he's retired 2 straight.
Seems like Will Myers is up there swinging a silver slugger.
Yeah.
Huh? One of the award bats?
There's a pitch a little bit low.
That thing is quite shiny and reflecting the sun up here.
If you wouldn't know any better, you'd think it's an aluminum bat.
It's no doubt.
1-1 the count.
Put himself a nice season playing first base last year. Another good athlete with the ability to hurt you in many ways.
There's a pitch he cuts at and misses. Myers, a former AL Rookie of the Year. He's been an all-star going back to the 2016 season. He's had back-to-back 2020 seasons for the Padres. And here's the next delivery, late with the swing on that one. He fouls it off. But as you mentioned, he's on the move position-wise with the acquisition of Hosmer, who will take over at first base for San Diego. Eric Hosmer signing a big 8-year deal with the Padres.
A lot of excitement all around this camp because of what Eric Hosmer brings and represents.
And there is a slow breaking ball, and out looking is Myers. He knew it. He couldn't pull the trigger, struck him out looking, and Skaggs with a very nice, clean first inning here in Peoria. The second is next, and right now there's no score on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Big Chris Carter leads off the Angels' second. We're scoreless here in Peoria. The first pitch was a ball from Jordan Lyles, and the right-hander's next delivery. That's fouled off the catcher, and A.J. Ellis shaken up a little bit. The count even. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. It'll be Carter, Fontana, and Cowart against Lyles here in the second inning.
Here comes manager Andy Green checking up on the veteran catcher A.J. Ellis. Terry, who for the first time in a long time is not under Don Mattingly.
Yeah, he was with them, of course, with the Dodgers, and he was with them in Miami. He was with the Marlins. And he's also a guy that is trying to win a roster spot. He signed a minor league deal here with San Diego.
At one point, Clayton Kershaw's personal catcher. He got one
right off the mask.
Up a little bit.
So Ellis assures everyone he's okay. 36-year-old veteran catcher. 1 ball, 1 strike is the count here on Chris Carter, and the next delivery, it's a little bit high.
A good line from the fastball with Jordan Lyles. This guy came to the big leagues at age 20 back in 2011 with the Houston Astros with a lot of promise because of the stuff and that size.
There's a pitch he misses low and away.
Career 28 wins, 48 losses, 5.43 ERA. He's averaged just over 6 strikeouts per 9 innings in his career.
There's one on the outside corner. He's a former first-round pick back in 2008 of the Astros. And the next delivery, it's lifted in the air. It's hit well down the left field side, and that is a fair ball. It'll take a bounce, hit off the bottom part of the fence out there, and that's going to be an easy double without a throw to second. And Carter is on to start it off for the Angels here in the second inning.
Very impressive because as we watch Lyles warming up, and as he misses on fastballs on the inner half, I mean, he's got some tailing on that, and just happened to miss enough against Chris Carter with those long arms. But boy, Carter, nice and short path right to that baseball to get the barrel in a good spot.
So here's Nolan Fontana. Fontana, a left-handed batter, in the first pitch. That's right in there for a called strike.
And he's got one job, which is to get on top of the plate and make sure you can hook something to the right side.
Third game already this spring that Fontana has been in the starting lineup for the Angels. We saw him at shortstop in the first couple. Today he's playing second, and he fouls that pitch off the screen. So the count's 0 balls and 2 strikes on Fontana, who was with the Angels briefly a year ago, most of the last season at AAA Salt Lake, where he hit .271 with 10 home runs. Carter getting a decent lead off second. Not a real fast runner, though, in the pitch. And that one is fouled off on the left side out of play. So it's still 0 balls, 2 strikes on Nolan Fontana. Fontana's grandfather, Lou Burdett, who won over 200 games in the majors. He was with the old Milwaukee Braves, former All-Star Lou Burdett. Very good pitcher.
Yes. Good stories from Fontana about talking to Grandpa out of the porch, rocking chair, and just listening and absorbing all those wonderful stories about his playing days, and great stories about learning stuff off the field as a person.
Here's the next delivery, and that's way high and outside. So it's a 2-2 count on Fontana with Cowart waiting on deck, and the Angels batting here in the top of the second inning in a scoreless ball game. Lyles with the 2-2, and this is popped in the air into right center field. It's not very deep at all. Making the catch on it out there is Margot, and no chance for Carter to tag on that one. So an easy fly out. Caleb Cowart will be the next batter, and we want to remind you this copyrighted broadcast presented by authority of Angels Baseball may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of Angels Baseball. Jerry Smith along with Jose Mota, our producer engineer on the Angels Baseball Radio Network, is Jorge Sevilla. It's our pleasure to spend part of this Monday with you today, and the pitch, and that is high and inside. 1 ball, no strikes. As soon as we got to the ballpark today here in Peoria, Jose, people asking us, is Mike Trout going to be here today? Is Albert Pujols going to be here today? And you kind of felt bad telling them no.
Well, you know what they were feeling good about is Ohtani's hitting today.
That's
so we're
correct.
good to see that.
Yep. So there was a little bit of a surprise there today.
In fact, NHK, Japanese broadcast, is taking some of the at-bats and broadcasting back to Japan.
Yep. Here's the next one on Cowart. He grounds it on the right side. It's a base hit. Let's see if they'll wave home Carter. No. Dino Ebel puts up the break sign. That was a good throw by Will Myers, who's out there in right field. And Dino had the right move there to hold up Carter. It's a single, though, for Cowart. Angels have had a pair of hits in the inning. Have them at first and third for the ex-Padre, Jabari Blash.
Like that from Caleb Cowart. The ability to jump on something. He's got great coverage of the plate. This fastball tailing just enough to the outer half, and Cowart able to hook it with a lot of authority. So a lot to learn from being on deck and watching how Lyles was approaching Fontana in front of him.
So the Angels have had 7 batters bat so far here in the early going. 3 of them have hits, 2 of them on base here with 1 out. And the pitch, big cut by Blash as he chases that one and misses it for strike 1. The Angels had a threat in the first inning against Lyles, but he got the double play ball off the bat of Maldonado to wrap up the top of the first.
No, Blash, the ability to drive the ball, we've seen it, even though they haven't turned into extra base hits or home runs, but he has hit about 3 balls into the warning track here in the early going. Another batter just like Ohtani, and would describe Ohtani's ability to backspin the baseball. Blash from the right side, same thing. He hits towering fly balls.
2 strikes to count on Blash. Infield at double play depth. Here's the next pitch, and this is popped in the air, foul first base side. Alan Craig, their first baseman, near his dugout, reaches into the dugout and makes the catch. Wow, he just had enough room as he was kind of right in front of the railing there and reached that glove into the dugout and retires Blash. So that's out number 2.
That's a nice veteran tempo going after that ball in foul territory. The ball's going to be spinning back or going to be spinning away from you, depending on the type of swing where the ball made contact. But Alan Craig, no panic whatsoever. And the main thing is find that railing, and from there you decide which direction you need to adjust to. Well done.
You would have thought that was Hosmer over there at first base.
Nice and easy. Suave.
Gold Glover, who will occupy that spot for the Padres during the regular season. They've yet to play Hosmer in a game, and apparently he's going to play tomorrow for the first time for them.
That's the information we got today here, thanks to the Padres' outstanding PR staff helping us out.
Here's one that's fouled back to the screen as Hermosillo cuts at that one for strike 1.
In the meantime, Hosmer, who's not really that far behind, just wanted to give him some extra days to face some live pitching during batting practice, get the legs ready, and get ready to perform. A true winner all the way around, Eric Hosmer.
Here's one that's low on Hermosillo. 1 ball, 1 strike. No score. We're in the second. The Angels have them at first and third with 2 outs. Seen a lot of Hermosillo here in the early going. He's got the sunglasses on as he digs in. Bright sunshine here today. Hermosillo, 120 games in the Angels system a year ago. A, AA, and AAA. He had 35 stolen bases. And he has a little bit of power. 25 doubles last year in the minors, 9 home runs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Right-hander against right-hander. Lyles pitch, and that is chased and missed, so the count's 1-2.
Lyles has always had a good slider, and he will throw a lot of sinkers out there. He's known as kind of a ground ball pitcher. One ball, two strikes on Hermosillo. The next one, he chops this one right out to the second baseman. That's Eswaje, and he will throw him out, and the inning is over. So the Angels had another threat, but failed to cash in, and we go to the bottom of the second inning with no score here in Peoria, Arizona. The Angels baseball. Tyler Skaggs was sharp in the first inning. He gets ready now to work in inning number 2. He retired all 3 batters in a row in the first. Last 2 on strikeouts. He'll face Craig, Galvis, and Renfroe here in the bottom of the second. Scoreless from Peoria. The Angels will have another road game tomorrow. That'll be at Salt River Fields, the home of the Colorado Rockies. And here's the first pitch. That's right in there for a called strike. Skaggs pumping in strikes here in his first start of the spring. He's thrown 8 pitches so far today. Every one has been a strike. Here's the next delivery. And boy, that didn't miss by much. Must have jinxed him there, Jose. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
He's been pumping and filling that zone, as his teammate Garrett Richards likes to say.
There's a weak swing there by Craig. He was fooled on that pitch, and he's in the hole. It's now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Alan Craig played in AAA last year for the Red Sox Pawtucket Farm Club and only played in 47 games, hit .253. He's now 33 years old. Signed with San Diego this offseason as a free agent, and he chops the ball right to second. Stopping that one is Fontana, and Craig is an easy out on a 4-3 ground out.
Tell you what, admirable to see how Tyler Skaggs has been able to implement, first of all, throwing strikes, keeping those mechanics in check, working for that extreme side of third base on the mound. But Terry, he has shown a couple of excellent changeups, great feel, great finish, and of course, his standard pitch with a 1 is going to go out there and keep him on ball games. His curveball has been getting a lot of bite, and of course, high percentage of curveballs that he threw last year, among the highest in baseball.
And there's a breaking ball right there, and that one just missed. 1 ball, no strikes on Freddie Galvis.
It really is getting a nice and easy spin right off of those fingers with very little effort, and the ball really is cutting through the air.
Galvis coming over from the Phillies in the offseason, and he takes that pitch. That's right in there for a called strike.
Not very many guys nowadays can say that they played every single game. Nobody. 162 this guy played last year.
Yep. There's a pitch that's a little bit outside. 2 balls and 1 strike on Freddie Galvis.
Look at his size, Terry. I mean, nothing imposing, but certainly he is a beast when it comes down to being in that everyday lineup. 608 at-bats last year.
Here's the next delivery, and that one is fouled off on the right side. Galvis hit .255 with Philadelphia. Had a career-high 29 doubles last year. 12 homers, 61 runs batted in. Padres got him in December in a deal with Philadelphia. He had been their everyday shortstop for several years. And he will be the shortstop here in San Diego this season. He hits a ball well down the left field side, tight to the line down the left field side, and foul. That had home run distance, but a foul ball.
Well, you're talking about the home runs and how the ball was really jumping off of his bat last year for this reason. Now he has the ability to use more of the backside. Spin, clear the hips, and get the barrel to a good, solid spot to meet the baseball. Hooked it just foul.
Here's the next pitch. And that breaking ball is line foul down the left side. Jose, I'll give you a name of another guy that is certainly in the Freddie Galvis mode when it comes to games played. In fact, this guy has played in every game the last 2 seasons, and he's played in 162 games 3 of the last 4 years.
That's brilliant. Fire away.
Alcides Escobar of the Kansas City Royals, who was kind of searching for a deal this offseason.
Had a tough time finding a job.
Yeah.
Had to go back to his original team for a reduced salary, but happy to be back with a Royal Blue. Alcides.
Here's the next delivery, and on that 3-2, that one did not miss by much. That'll be ball 4. Skaggs kind of glaring in, and Maldonado saying something to the home plate umpire Mark Rippiker right there. That looked like a pretty good pitch. Galvis had to have a real good eye to take it, and he gets a 1-out walk.
That was a last-second cut fastball just in the outer third that, it could have gone either way. But tell you, going back to Alcides Escobar,
yeah,
these 2 guys are playing shortstop. You are busy every play.
That's a demanding
shortstop
position, yep. There's a pitch that misses for a ball. And I mentioned Escobar for Kansas City, playing in every game for the Royals in 3 of the last 4 seasons.
And they're both from the country of?
They are both the guys who
Venezuela.
Hail from Venezuela. That's right. Yep. 2 balls and no strikes. Here is Hunter Renfroe at the plate. He hit .231 last year for the Padres. Hit some home runs last season.
Yes, he does. He can drive the baseball.
26 homers a year ago. Right-handed batter. Takes that one on the outside corner. That's a called strike. You look at Renfroe's home run RBI numbers, and they just don't seem to jive. 26 homers. You would think maybe he had 70, 80, 90 runs batted in, but he only had 58 RBIs with those 26 homers. So a lot of solo shots. And there's a shot that's hit into center field. Out by the wall, looking up at that one. And that ball is gone. A home run cleared the yellow line out there to dead center field. So we were just talking about Renfroe's power, and it was on display on that one. He drives it out to dead center, a 2-run homer, and the Padres up 2-0.
Yeah, that's how he generates that power. Just by the trust of his hands, ability to get to a fastball, not necessarily having to get great extension on it, but really a very powerful and flat swing through the zone.
So the first hit of the day for the Padres leaves the ballpark, 2-run shot. And now the next batter will be Villanueva. There's a meeting at the mound. Looks like Charlie Nagy out there having a word with Maldonado and Skaggs. You kind of wonder maybe the pitch for ball 4 to Galvis. Maybe I was still on the mind of Skaggs a little bit there. He thought he had Galvis looking and didn't get the call go his way, and Renfroe ends up making Skaggs pay.
Oh, here's the deal. Hopefully it wasn't the case, but Terry, if it was the case, and there's a reminder from Charles Nagy, that cannot be happening. I mean,
right.
Big league level, things like that will happen. Things will go against you, and you got to be able to just turn that page and move forward.
So Villanueva is the batter. First pitch to him, a ball to count 1-0.
And one thing Renfroe at Mississippi State did so well last year against those home runs, Terry, is 11 of those 26 came against lefties, against whom they hit .316 average-wise. Against right-handers, 15 home runs, .202 average. So he was pretty much welcoming the ability and the opportunity here to hit against a lefty.
1-1. And that's a nice-looking curveball for a called strike on the outside corner. Villanueva has power. He hit 20 home runs in AAA last year, and then in 12 games with the Padres, he had 4 home runs in 12 games last season as he fouls that one off on the left side. One ball, 2 strikes. Skaggs ready, and he delivers. That one is fouled off. One thing I've noticed about Skaggs, it seems like he's picked up the tempo a little bit. He's usually been a guy that works very slowly out on the mound, and the Angels have a lot of starters in that boat as well.
Guy tomorrow has no problem doing that. Pick it up as Matt Shoemaker, who at times has been told to slow it down a little bit by some batters have complained. But yeah, you're right. Good tempo's good. I mean, you talk to pitchers who've had a lot of success, and Hall of Famers I've spoken with say, hey, you know what, the more you hold out there, the more time you're going to give that batter to get a feel for what you're thinking, perhaps. So have an idea, a pitch before, as to what might happen, ahead or behind or even counts.
2-2 is the count. Here's the next delivery, and that's way outside, so it's a full count, 3-2. A.J. Ellis, the veteran, waiting on deck for his first at bat today. Skaggs will deliver the 3-2 pitch, and that one is hit well into left field, and there is no doubt about it as that clears the Angels bullpen. So on a 3-2 delivery, second straight homer for the Padres. Villanueva connecting, 3-0 San Diego. Boy, it's been a night and day difference innings-wise here for Skaggs. He was really looking good in the first inning, and then things not going his way. He'll be lifted here in the bottom of the second. We have a pitching change coming up. When we get back, we'll fill you in on who will be the next Angels pitcher. Right now, 3-0 San Diego. They're still batting when we get back in the bottom of the second inning on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. From minor league camp is Tyler Warmoth. Is a right-hander, 6'2", 205-pounder. And he did some pitching at Florida State in his college days. Last season in the Angels system, he was at Inland Empire Mobile and AAA Salt Lake, where he had a 2-3 record in 38 games, almost all of them in relief, and his ERA was 2.97. So he faces the veteran A.J. Ellis, and the first pitch, that one misses ball one. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Warmoth is 25 years old. Here's the next delivery, and that's on the outside corner. That's a called strike. 1-1 the count. Next pitch, and that one just missed. Crossfire delivery right there, and the count 2 balls and 1 strike. There's one a little bit low, 3-1. Tyler Warmoth was undrafted out of college. The Angels signed him as a non-drafted free agent back in June of 2016. And the next delivery, that one didn't miss by much, but that's ball 4. Boy, the home plate umpire Mark Rippiker appears to have a fairly tight strike zone here today. Second walk in the inning. That one goes against Warmoth. The numbers on Tyler Skaggs, he ended up going an inning and a third. Gave up 2 hits. They were the back-to-back homers by Renfroe and Villanueva. The runs against Skaggs, the 3 runs, all earned.
Yeah, that one from Villanueva, Terry, that was a lightning bolt out here.
Yeah.
That was in a flash. Again, combined to hit 24 home runs and drive in 93 runs. He is from Guadalajara, Jalisco.
1 walk, 2 strikeouts for Skaggs, who gave up the 2 homers. Here's the 0-1, and this is the left-handed hitter, Franchi Cordero. We saw him yesterday. Pitch evens up the count on him. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
A.J. Ellis drawing a walk. That is part of what he brings offensively, on base percentage ability.
Here's the next pitch, and that one is tapped on the third base side. A fair ball. Long throw by Coward. It's going to be late. That was a very difficult play, and Coward did everything he could, and even with his great arm, he had to throw off balance and just couldn't quite get it over there to first base. Cordero can run, and he is on with an infield hit, so they have 2 on with 1 out. They've had the last 5 reach base safely here in this inning.
This was all about perfect placement. He got beat by the pitch, but very favorable as to where that ball landed. For a tough play for Coward. For any third baseman.
So Margot is the batter now, and the first pitch on him is a ball, and the count 1 ball, no strikes. We saw Warmoth in the second game of the Cactus League against Milwaukee, and he worked just a third of an inning in relief in that ball game. There's a pitch that misses ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. (3-0) San Diego. We're in the bottom of the second. And here's the pitch, and that one is a little bit inside. Warmoth is ready, and here's the next delivery. That's right in there. Taking all the way 3-0 is Margot, so it's 3-1. Angels winners in Tempe yesterday against the Padres. And there's a pitch that misses ball 4. So they've got another batter on, and now they've loaded up the bases.
And the Giant RV show at Angel Stadium starts this Friday in Anaheim. Come swing into savings on great all-star RV selections. Free parking, free admission. It all starts this Friday at Angel Stadium.
So here is Ezwahe, who struck out his first time up. Bases loaded. Padres up 3-0 here. They have a chance to do more damage in the pitch. It's lined into right field, but they are making the grab on it is Hermosillo. It's deep enough for a couple of the runners to tag. Coming in and scoring from third base will be Ellis on the sac fly. It's 4-0 San Diego, and Cordero also moving from second to third base on that sac fly by Ezwahe.
I give it to the Padres, making some solid contact here throughout this whole inning. Showing some patience, getting one pitch, one zone, and really putting some good wood on it all the way around. This one with a lot of topspin. Good job by Hermosillo staying on that baseball.
So 2 outs with runners at the corners, and here is Myers, the 9th batter in the inning. That run which just scored goes against Warmouth. And his pitch, that one is low and away. And the Angels bat in inning number 3. It'll be the top of the batting order. Young, Otani, and Fletcher. See who the Padres use pitching wise when we get to inning number 3. Here's the next pitch, and that's right in there for a called strike.
Myers again with the very unusual color. Silver slugger looking bat.
Right-handed batter. And the pitch that's fouled off on the right side, backing out of play. So the count on Will Myers, it's now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Veteran Alan Craig would be the next batter. 9 have batted here in this inning for the Padres. They've scored 4 times in the inning, and the pitch that's inside. 2-2 is the count.
One team hoping to get a serious uptick on their offense. Last year, the Padres 234 as a team, 299 on base percentage, with only a 393 slugging percentage.
Warming in the Angels bullpen.
Here's the 2-2. Runner at first goes, and that's ball 3, and no throw to second. That'll be an easy stolen base there for Margot. As Will Myers bats here, he's a guy that has moved around position-wise in his career. He was originally a catcher. He was playing first base here in San Diego. Now they're moving him to the outfield. Here's one that's fouled off.
He won the Rookie of the Year as an outfielder.
And now he's headed back out there. So it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. He just chopped the last one foul. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the Angels Baseball Radio Network. Here's the 3-2. And it's grounded fair. A long throw for Cowart, the third baseman, but he gets it there in time to get Myers. And that's how the inning will end. But a big inning for San Diego. Their first 4 hitters in the inning all scored. And as we head to the third, it's 4-0 Padres on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. New pitcher is a left-hander. His name is Buddy Bauman. He was with the Padres for some of last season. And his first delivery, that's a ball on Eric Young Jr. Angels down 4-0 as we start the third inning here in Peoria. Jordan Lyles, their starter, went the first 2 innings as Young fouls that one off on the third base side. Lyles gave up 3 hits, pitched out of some trouble in each of the first 2 innings. His only 2 innings today, but did not allow any runs. He walked 1 batter, did not strike out anyone.
And they have to be encouraged by what we saw up here. It's just life on that fastball and the ability to be around the zone, movement, and really a quick pace. You talk about Skaggs' pace. I mean, Lyles was getting the baseball, getting that sign, and firing away. A very efficient rate with his breaking ball and occasional changeup.
1 1/3 innings pitch. 2 hits. 3 runs, all earned.
So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes on EY Jr. That's right-handed, the switch hitter against the lefty, and chases that pitch and misses it. Struck him out. 1 away. And here comes Ohtani.
Well, we talk about Shohei Ohtani, the ability to swing the bat, to hit with power to every part of the field, but also, Terry, his patience, which is quite obvious in that first appearance in the batter's box here in spring training.
Lefty-lefty matchup, and the first one, it's way low and outside. Bauman has been a guy in his career who's been pretty tough against left-handed batters, so this is a good test for Ohtani against this guy. Next pitch, and that's inside.
That's another pitch we are expecting to see more of, just under his right arm.
Next delivery, and that had a little break on it. Ohtani chases it and misses it for strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Infielders are backed up. The outfield shading Ohtani the opposite way. He's got a lot of room down that right field side if he pulls the ball, and he takes that one for ball 3. It's 3-1 on Shohei Ohtani.
Shohei starts with his bat flat on his back shoulder, little Bryce Harper, then gets it up, arms way extended.
Next delivery, and that was nowhere close, low and inside. So Ohtani with a couple of walks here in his first 2 at-bats today. We probably are going to see him have a 3rd at-bat in this ball game. Don't know that for sure, but that's probably the way it's going to go here today in Peoria. And the batter now for the Angels is David Fletcher.
Ideally, Terry, yes. I mean, it's not like he has all week to hit, because of the limitations and the times where he's not able to grab a bat and swing the bat when he's around his pitching days. So hopefully another plate appearance here will be nice for him.
It's a breaking ball and misses on Fletcher for ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Ohtani had good lead over there at first, and he has good speed. Not going to pitch. That's low. That one skips off the glove of the catcher. Ellis fires to second. Ohtani is there in time. So that will not be a stolen base, but it works just the same. It'll be a wild pitch on Bauman out there.
Oh, something caught my eye when Ohtani was on base the first inning is the freedoms that he does take getting off the bag on secondary leads, which made it a lot easier for him to anticipate ball in the dirt, lefty spinning the baseball in on the right-hander. A.J. Ellis going to his knees, and Ohtani saying, I am going. Even after a nice recovery there by A.J. Ellis. Good read by Shohei.
So the catcher Ellis went out there to have a word with Bauman. And the visit to the mound count begins here in Peoria.
Better believe it. You better believe it. And as it states now, 6 visits per 9 innings, and then 1 visit per additional inning in extra innings.
2 balls, no strikes. Here's a little pop-up up near the second base area, making the grab on it on the dirt is Wahe. That was an easy play, and that'll be the second out. So 2 are gone. Fans, don't forget, join the Angels for Saturday night post-game fireworks shows presented by Wells Fargo. You can visit angels.com/promotions for details. So the batter with 2 outs is Maldonado, who hit into a double play his first time up. There's a pitch that is chased and missed. Jose was talking about one of the new rules in baseball, kind of a speed up rule implemented this season and in the spring training games as well. Just 6 mound visits per 9 innings. There are a couple of special circumstances, some provisions in there as well. There's a pitch that misses for a ball. Catcher could request a visit if he talks to the umpire and says, hey, we just got crossed up on our signals. Obviously, if there's some concern about a pitcher taking a line drive off his body or something like that, you can go out there. That doesn't apply.
Terry, there's going to be a lot of people getting crossed up on the signs, I guess.
Yeah.
Because some catchers have been quite obvious in expressing their disgust and disagreement. Maldonado, one of them.
Yep.
Says, I'll pay the fine. If we go over the limit, I'll pay the fine, but I'm not going to let my pitcher stand out there without us being on the same page.
2 balls and 2 strikes. So part of the exceptions to the rule will kind of be dictated by the home plate umpire. Two outs, runner at second. That's Ohtani. And now Baumann, the pitcher, wheeled around bluffing a throw. There was no one there to throw it to. They're playing away from the bag, both the shortstop Galvis and the second baseman Azwahe.
Going to be quite challenging, especially for the Angels catchers. If it all goes well, Terry, with Ohtani on the mound, where you expect to have more visits to clear things up with a language barrier.
Yeah. Ball that was fouled off the bat there. Maldonado got a piece of the home plate umpire, Mark Rippiker. He was a little shaken up. And there we just saw A.J. Ellis kind of head out to the mound to kind of let the umpire collect his thoughts a little bit. So you would think that does not apply as a visit. There's one of those exceptions right there.
Exactly. I'm glad you pointed that out. And A.J. Ellis was looking at the third base umpire as they rotate here around the Cactus League. So, hey, should I or should I? Wait a minute. Is this going to count? He made his way back to home plate.
Here's a pop-up on the right side. Shallow right field, tight to the line. Coming in is the right fielder, Will Myers. He'll make the grab. The first baseman, Alan Craig, was going back on it, but Myers caught everybody off, and that will end the inning. So the Angels leave another runner in scoring position. Didn't have a hit in the inning, and we're headed to the bottom of the third here in Peoria. At the moment, 4-0 Padres on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Angels have their third pitcher of the day warming up, and it is Keenan Middleton. So he takes over for Tyler Warmoth, who got the final 2 outs last inning. And Warmoth allowed a hit and a run. He also walked 2 batters, did not strike out any. So we'll see Middleton get set to work here in Cactus League play. Keenan Middleton, one of the guys in the Angels bullpen who is kind of in a fight for the closer's role, you would think. And he will get ready to face Alan Craig, right-hander against right-hander. Here's the pitch. That's on the outside corner. Middleton looks a little bigger this season, Jose. I don't mean taller, just maybe putting on a few pounds in the offseason.
They're finding out that stamina-wise, what it will take to go out there and build those legs. He's got some trunks on him. And of course, we know he's got also some occasional triple digits on that fastball.
That was a fastball there, but it misses high. So the count's level. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Keenan fastball that will run in both directions and down. You can also pitch upstairs with that zipping fastball and working on a changeup here this spring.
Yeah, that's a pitch that he's had in the past but rarely has used, and maybe looking to add to his arsenal a little bit.
In the conversation having with him early in the spring, I was sharing with him how long it took Francisco Rodriguez, who was a starting pitcher, just to get a feel for the changeup. As Frankie always shared with me, he brought the idea to spring training, Terry, and as you know very well, after a couple of rough outings, just ditched it.
Yeah.
But eventually, it's what made Francisco Rodriguez who he is, and how he became the all-time single season saves leader. It was because of the changeup, and then in the middle of that season, Frankie, when he saved 62 games, he added another twist to this changeup. Instead of just going down, he was able to turn it over more, almost like a screwball. Just once he got the feel for it, it was a different ball game for him.
Counts 1 ball, 2 strikes. Middleton's next pitch, that was a fastball. That one misses a little bit inside, so the count's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Big key for Keenan is going to be strike 1 all throughout the season, just being able to get ahead and work from there.
There's a pitch a little bit high and outside. You were mentioning former Angels closer Francisco Rodriguez, and during the offseason, he was out there and eventually signed a minor league deal with the Philadelphia Phillies.
He was smart. Remember, he did not finish the season with a big league team last year. He was released during the season.
Yeah. Here's the next delivery, and that's fouled off. Backing out of play. So the count's still holding. It's 3-2 on Craig.
Alan Craig hoping to get back his edge as a hitter. Dangerous hitter at his best with the St. Louis Cardinals. Very, very clutch, outstanding, solid approach with men in scoring position.
There's a 3-2 once again. It's bounced softly on the third base side. Charging is Coward, has it, and throws and gets him.
Caleb Coward is putting on a total display of abilities to go to his left, dive to his left, throw strikes, go to his right, flip the ball, and charge it. Nice rounded game all the way around defensively for Caleb.
So that's the first out recorded by Middleton this spring, making his debut here for the Angels this Cactus League season. And the batter now will be Freddie Galvis, who walked and scored his first time up. Middleton's pitch. And that's a fastball that misses high.
Yeah, going back to the conversation we're having about guys that play every day and take a lot of pride in that. Wasn't Prince Fielder also in that conversation years ago?
Yeah.
It was always around the 158, 159.
Right. Guy that would just miss a handful or less of games this season for a number of years running. And then, of course, his career ended prematurely.
Just like that.
Yeah.
He's, glad and thankful just to be able to have a regular lifestyle because of the severity and how delicate his injury was to his neck area.
Yeah. 3-0 the count on Galvis. He's been up there taking some of these fastballs. They've been out of the strike zone. We have one out. We're in the bottom of the third. Angels trailing the Padres today 4-0. Angels beat them yesterday in Tempe 2-1. And there's a pitch right in there for a called strike. 3-1 is the count.
So it is the warmest start to a game that we've had. 65 warm degrees here in Arizona. Huh?
Yep. Here's the next pitch, and that missed outside. A fastball, ball 4. So second time Galvis has walked today. They have a one-out base runner, and that's a 4th walk already by Angels pitching today. So here's Renfroe, who got the scoring going for San Diego last inning when he hit a 2-run homer off of Tyler Skaggs, and then the next batter, Villanueva, hit a solo shot. They had the back-to-backers. They ended up scoring 4 runs last inning. There's a first pitch fastball in there for a strike.
Able to spin the ball well for strike 1. Good job there by Keenan, getting back in rhythm. Not a whole lot to his delivery, as he took me through a little clinic last year out in the bullpen to show me exactly what he looks for. And nothing about leg kick or balance, just being able to be consistent with his arm slot and release point.
Next pitch, and that's a strike. Snap throw by Maldonado over to Carter, but hustling back to the bag goes Galvis. 1 ball, 1 strike on Hunter Renfroe. Renfroe, a former first-round pick of the Padres back in 2013. Solid defensive outfielder, and he has some power. Renfroe, 26 years old, cuts at that one and fouls it back to our right out of play.
Well, you were talking about the RBIs and the lack of RBIs with the 26 home runs that he hit last year. And here's a big reason why, Terry. With runners on, he was a .222 hitter. With runners in scoring position, 168.
He had a low on-base percentage last year. The pitch chopped on the third base side. Another tough play. Skips off the glove of Coward. Then he throws, and the throw gets away from Chris Carter. So that's going to enable Galvis to get an extra base. He goes over to third, and that ball over by the dugout area went out of play. So they are going to award the batter Renfroe second base. So runners at second and third with 1 away.
Well, as good as things were going for Coward at third base, this one a tougher hop in between hop, just knocks it down, throws wide to first, and Chris Carter unable to move around and just stop that ball on the fly, even though the throw was wide.
So right now it looks like they're going to score that a 2-base error. And runners at second and third, and Villanueva is the batter, and we're seeing Maldonado go out to the mound and have a visit here with Keenan Middleton.
Christian Villanueva, sensation last year for them. 24 combined home runs, 93 RBIs. He's from Guadalajara. Padres heavily immersed in Latin American talent, and finding them young and investing in them.
So the Angels bring the infield in with the runners at second and third. First pitch is way high. That fastball missing. 1 ball, no strikes.
Part of the reason for that, too, big factor, Terry, is the person of Moses Alou, who is an advisor here, the Padres baseball operations, and general manager A.J. Preller.
Here's a pop-up on the right side. The second baseman is going to give way to Chris Carter, the first baseman, who makes the catch right there on the back part of the dirt on the first base side. That's a big out.
Well, Chris Carter thought this ball was going to be carrying a little bit more into right field, so he turned around and looked at the right fielder. Hermosillo's going, my friend, you need to help me out here because that's going to be you camping under it. So nice to see Carter recover and not call out for help.
Fontana went over there as well, and he was kind of flanking Carter, who ends up making the grab. So that's the second out. And now A.J. Ellis, who walked and scored last inning, will be the batter. Middleton has a chance to get out of this trouble here with an out against Ellis, and the pitch misses, ball one.
That was pitch number 20 this inning for Keenan.
Angels bullpen is quiet. We're only expecting to see Middleton work an inning here today, so the Angels will have someone else on the mound when we get to the fourth inning. And the pitch, that's a high fly ball lifted into left center field. Eric Young Jr. is tracking it. He'll make the catch in left center. Ball hit pretty well, but fairly routine as it turns out. Ellis is retired, and so are the Padres here in the third. No runs or hits. There was a walk and error, and they end up leaving runners at second and third. We are headed to the fourth inning, 4-0 San Diego on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Veteran right-hander Tom Wilhelmsen, who signed a minor league deal with the Padres during the offseason, will take over. He was with the Diamondbacks for part of last season. 101 record, 27 relief appearances with an ERA of 4.44. So seeing Wilhelmsen a lot in the past in the American League, and now trying to hook on here with the Padres in 2018. He replaces Baumann, who faced the Angels in the third inning. He worked an inning, did not allow any hits or runs. He did walk a batter and threw a wild pitch. And the first delivery on Chris Carter, that one is a strike the count, 0-1.
Always like stories like Tom Wilhelmsen. Out of Tucson, at one point out of baseball, working at a bar, a very popular bar.
Don't forget the ball.
Here in Arizona. And before you know it, he's saving 29 games for the Seattle Mariners back in 2012.
Yeah, he went a stretch from 2004 to 2008 where he was out of baseball. You mentioned doing a lot of things. I think the story was that he went backpacking around the world for a couple of years.
Correct.
Yeah. 2-1 is the count. And he made his major league debut as a 27-year-old rookie a number of years ago. The pitch, that's a cut and a miss. Fastball, we've seen him reach the high 90s in the past. Good curveball, changeup. He'll throw a little bit of a cut fastball, cutter.
Sure, you and me one day, backpacking around the world and take a GoPro. Let's do this.
There's one that's fouled back behind the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Are you up for it?
Oh, well, I might go around some of the world with you, Jose, but I don't know that I'll be backpacking around the world. I'll go via airplane, car, and train. How does that sound?
I think you might beat me out. You never know.
Yep. Here's the next pitch, and that's fouled back behind the plate. We'll check things out on the out-of-town scoreboard on this Monday for you in just a moment. It's brought to you by the Ram 1500. It's Ram Truck Month. Hurry in for a great deal or visit ramtrucks.com to check out the powerful Ram lineup. And we'll see what else is happening here in the Cactus League in Arizona after the 2-2, which is on its way, and it just missed inside. Wilhelmsen thought he might have had Carter looking.
Not too bad of a pitch. Front door. You don't see this by design a lot by pitchers, but against a guy like Carter, especially, you don't want to miss with a slow breaking ball in that inner half. Mistake.
So the 3-2 delivery, and that one missed. And that was another one Wilhelmsen thought he might have gotten that call on that pitch that was taken by Carter. So it's a leadoff walk. Angels have a base runner, trailing here 4-0 in the 4th inning. In the Cactus League, in the bottom of the 3rd, White Sox up on the A's 2-0. Bottom of the 3rd, Milwaukee leads Cleveland 3-1. Dodgers have a 3-2 lead in the 3rd against Texas. Seattle up 4-1 on the Cubs in the bottom of the 2nd. There's a pitch in there on Fontana for a strike. Arizona split squad leading Cincinnati 3-0 in the 2nd. Kansas City is up on the Giants 3-2. That's in the bottom of the 2nd inning from Scottsdale. In the bottom of the 3rd, the other D-back split squad that's playing today, shutting out Colorado 3-0. There's a pitch that's low on Fontana. 1 ball, 1 strike. Florida Grapefruit League, number of finals. Twins beat the Cardinals 5-4. Braves beat the Nationals 2-1. Astros split squad over the Mets 8-7. In the 8th inning, Baltimore trailing Detroit 8-5. They're in the 8th inning, and the Pirates trailing Boston 9-2. The other Astros split squad shut out by Miami today, 11-0. Tampa Bay beat Toronto 7-4, and later on the Yankees will be taking on the Philadelphia Phillies under the lights in Tampa, the spring training base of the Yanks.
We got a couple of those coming up, huh? A little lights. One is going to be here, I believe.
Yeah, I guess that would be against Seattle. And it will be. That's 3 weeks from today. Here's a pitch that Fontana chases a 2-2 delivery, and he just got him swinging, struck him out. Angels will have a night game at Tempe Diablo Stadium coming up on the 15th of March. It's against the White Sox. That'll be a split squad day for the Angels. There's one chopped on the first base side that's handled by Craig. He goes to second for 1. Relay to first is late. Cowart avoids getting doubled up there. But they do get out number 2 in the inning on the fielder's choice. Carter erased at second. And the batter will be Jabari Blash. Angels also have a night game coming up here, as you mentioned, against Seattle at this ballpark. Seattle and San Diego share this facility, Peoria Stadium, and that game is coming up this Saturday night.
Yeah, pretty soon here.
Yeah. Angels will play Seattle twice in night games this spring, and then have that other night game that I alluded to as well. Angels will have a couple of night games at Tempe Diablo, the way it looks this spring. Here's the pitch. That's right in there for a strike. We had one last season and then had the concert after that. Remember that at
Ended up
Tempe?
being a no-hitter.
Yeah.
That game.
That's right.
And a beautiful play to end the game by one C.J. Cron.
Here's the 1-1. That's a strike on the outside corner. Two outs in the inning. The Angels batting here in the fourth, and each team with 3 hits, but the Padres have all the runs. Are up 4-0. Here's the next pitch, and Blash skies one in the air near the batter's circle. The catcher Ellis, not far away from home plate, makes the put out on that one. That was way up in the air, and Ellis battled a little bit of wind there to make the catch, and that'll end the inning. Angels unable to get much going here in the fourth. Bottom of the inning is next. 4-0 Padres on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Jose Alvarez is going to be pitcher number 4 today for the Angels, and he will be getting ready to face the bottom part of the batting order here for San Diego. Franchi Cordero leads it off. Then they'll swing it back to the top of the order. Margot and Azuaje. 4-0 Padres, and here's the first pitch. Cut and a miss by Cordero for strike 1.
Good to see how things line up immediately for Jose Alvarez, a key piece of the Angels bullpen who needs to get better, of course, against left-handed batters.
He's making his first appearance this spring, and there's one that's fouled back to the screen. So the count 0-2.
He was able to turn his season around because he got demoted a couple of times. Lefties ended up hitting .245 after he brought that way down his second half of the season.
Alvarez signing a 1-year deal with the Angels this offseason, avoided arbitration, and there's a pitch taken by Cordero. Got him looking, struck him out on 3 pitches. Good start for Jose, 1 gone, and here is Manuel Margot, their leadoff batter.
The fastball is key for Jose Alvarez to spread the plate, but he's got to go out there and trust and put it in good spots. His breaking ball, when good, is more of a combination, a hybrid curveball slider with plenty of bite.
There's a pitch on its way. That's on the outside corner. What about the changeup for Jose Alvarez?
When he's on and he's got everything else working, the changeup he can implement. But so many times last year he, against right-handers, just fell behind way too often to even able to even throw that pitch. And there it was, Terry.
Yep, off speed. It's hit right to short. Fielded there by Fletcher, and he makes the throw over to first base. That's the first ball that's been hit in his direction today. So 2 quick outs. As Wahe, the next batter.
The big pluses for Jose Alvarez. With runners in scoring position with 2 outs, he really bear down. Average only a 150 against him.
So as Wahe will dig in, lefty-lefty matchup. He's gone 0 for 1 with a sac fly driving in a run. And there's an off-speed pitch right in there for strike 1. Alvarez is ready. And the next pitch, it's a breaking ball a little bit low.
Even after the demotions he was subject to last year, still pitching 64 games. Got off to a good start. Month of April, ERA of 1.80, and then it shot up to 4.58. Or pardon me, 6.9 in May and 7.4 ERA in June.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Came back and threw 4 scoreless innings in July, and then 7 2/3 scoreless innings in August.
Here's the next pitch. That's bounced by the mound. It's going to skip through into center field. So that'll be a 2-out hit for Azwahe. His first hit of the day. And Will Myers will be the next batter. Myers 0 for 2. Well, when we get to the 5th inning, next half inning, top of the 5th, the 3rd batter scheduled for the Angels will be Ohtani.
Hope he's hitting. He should be hitting.
Yeah, you would think so.
He needs those reps. In fact, Mike Scioscia early the first week of camp talked about later on, if he sees that the at-bats have not been, he will be sending him to get some at-bats on the minor league side if necessary, which is nothing out of the ordinary for anybody, for the position players. It just doesn't have enough reps under him going into the regular season.
2 balls, 1 strike on Myers. Alvarez with the delivery, and there's a cut and a miss, and he jumps way in front. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
There's that pitch we're asking about, Terry, and really doing a good job with that changeup today.
Yep.
Reason? 0-1. Able to throw it, able to put it in good spots.
Breeze picking up a little bit. It's blowing from right to left. The ball will carry to left field today, left and left center. Toss over to first base as Wahe is back. He's really not a base stealer. You would think he would be, but he wasn't. No steals last year. Alvarez looks over at first, now delivers, and he misses way high and outside. Tried to get Myers to chase one out of the zone. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Number 72, Jaime Barria.
Angels playing the 4th game this spring here in Arizona. Winners of 2 of the first 3, but trailing in this one 4-0 here in the 4th. There's one low, and it's an even count, 2-2. Outfield playing Myers a little bit the opposite way. Infield is back with 2 outs. Here's the 2-2. That's nowhere close. So it's 3-2. So Alvarez had Myers down 0 balls, 2 strikes, and now the count full. Alan Craig waiting on deck. And here's the payoff. Got him looking, struck him out, and Myers knew it. Second time he's been called out today, and a pair of strikeouts on called third strikes in the inning for Alvarez. No runs, a hit, no errors, they leave one. We've completed 4. The 5th is next. Angels need some runs, down 4-0 here in Peoria on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Two changes for the Padres as we start off inning number 5 here in Peoria. San Diego leading at 4-0. They have a new pitcher, Michael Marriott, and a new shortstop, Fernando Tatis Jr. So the batter is Hermosillo, and on the first pitch, he drives the ball deep into left field and out on the warning track. Just in front of the wall out there is Renfroe to gather it in. That ball was hit out by the 385 sign. A long out. One away.
Just how the contact all the way around there is Hermosillo. After missing a couple of pitches earlier today, jumps on something he likes and connects very well.
Marriott on the hill. He is their 4th pitcher of the day. Replaces Wilhelmsen, who worked a scoreless and hitless inning against the Angels with a walk and a strikeout in the 4th. Here's Eric Young Jr. at the plate, and he takes the first pitch for a ball. Ohtani is waiting on deck, so he's going to get at least one more at bat in this game. He's had 2 walks today. And the pitch, that's high from the right-hander, and the count 2 balls, no strikes. Michael Marriott was in the Phillies organization. He signed as a free agent with the Padres during the offseason. There's one that's driven into right center, and that's a fair ball. It's going to take a bounce and hit off the wall, and stopping at second base with a 1-out double. His first hit of the day is Eric Young Jr. So the first 2 batters have hit the ball hard here against Marriott, and now we'll see what Ohtani can do. If he gets a hit, it's a hit.
And he bounces it by the mound and through into center field. Being waved home is Young. He'll score. Shohei Ohtani.
Score. Shohei Ohtani on base for the third straight time today, an RBI single, and the Angels get on the scoreboard here in inning number 5. It's 4-1 San Diego, and that's going to be it for Ohtani. He'll be lifted for a pinch runner, so a nice debut for him as a hitter today.
Absolutely. Got to be feeling really good about this one. Aggressive early, men in scoring position right through the box. Pretty much what we have seen in batting practice. Very good idea about the strike zone. Fluid swing, great balance, and connects right through the box. He's got that one checked out.
So at the plate now is Fletcher. And the first pitch, he takes that one for strike one. No balls and 1 strike. Jack Kruger is running for Ohtani. Here's the pitch, and that one is a little bit low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pretty good on base percentage today for Ohtani.
Well, he brings a .358 career from Japan, and today 3 for 3 in terms of getting on base.
That's right. 2 walks on the RBI hit. And there goes Kruger in the pitch. Chopped on the right side. Good job hitting and running, and stumbling, rounding second, but still able to get to third base. Will be the pinch runner Kruger on the hit by Fletcher. So the Angels have him at the corners. I have no idea what caused Kruger to fall down there. He fell down about halfway between second and third, but because the ball just rolled softly through into right center field, he was able to get up and beat the throw to third base.
Great job, great hustle about it. Once Kruger going around second, lost his footing, able to pick up. Well placed on that hit and run there.
Must have been a pothole there between second and third.
Yeah, getting his legs under him. Well, that brought a big chuckle from everybody over in the Angels dugout. And fortunately, no injuries. Doing well at third base.
Yep. Here's Maldonado batting, and that pitch is a little bit low. Maybe they stuck a little speed bump in there around the shortstop area when he was heading for third base, but he hit the deck.
Terry, sometimes those catchers with Camp Sosha, let me tell you, man, those legs are a little heavy.
Yeah. Here's the 1-0, and that one is a little bit low. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Angels trying to get more, down 4-1, have the tying run at the plate. Here's the next pitch, and that's a fastball, misses inside, so the count goes to 3-0. Matt Thaiss is waiting on deck, and the pitch. This is chopped on the third base side. It's out of the reach of the third baseman and the shortstop, through into left center. That's going to be an RBI base hit for Maldonado. So Kruger scores. Fletcher moves first to second. Another RBI hit in the inning. The Angels have had 4 straight 1-out hits, have scored their second run in the inning, and have cut the lead in half. It's now 4-2 San Diego as Thaiss will pinch hit.
No secret, seeing the ball well, and beyond seeing the ball well against Michael Marriott is just his location. And command of that fastball has been poor in the Angels hitters. Second, third time around, doing a fine job making better contact.
Number 25, Kyle Servants.
So we're going to have a pinch runner at first base for Maldonado. And Kyle Servants is going to be the pinch runner over there at first. So Maldonado's day is done. We'll see who takes over behind the plate as the Angels catcher when we get to the bottom of the inning. First pitch chased and missed there by Thaiss. And the next delivery, he swings at that one, fouls it back behind the plate. A couple strikes on Theis as he tries to drive in a run here with the runners at first and second, one away.
Jose Fernandez on deck for the Angels.
Yes, one thing Matt Theis has seen a whole lot of this spring so far in the early going. A lot of 0-2 counts. And his swing at times has gotten quite long.
Here's the next delivery, and that one misses low. The ball skipped away from Ellis, and alertly reading that one is Fletcher. He'll move from second to third on the wild pitch. So now the Angels fly ball deep enough to the outfield, figures to bring in another run. This is a situation here where you want to see Theis make contact. He has 2 strikes on him. Looks like the Angels have Jose Miguel Fernandez in the on-deck circle. So he will likely pinch hit for Fontana. Counts 1 ball, 2 strikes on Matt Theis. And the next delivery, that one just missed, so he stays alive. 2-2. Hope you're enjoying the action here today from the Peoria Sports Complex, Peoria Stadium. Spring training home of both the Padres and the Seattle Mariners. There goes the runner at first. The pitch, that's lined into right field. That's going to be another RBI hit. Ball skips away from Myers out there. Now being waved home is Servance, and he will score. The Angels have just tied up the ball game. 4-4 as the Angels have had a 4-run inning and still a chance to get some more. Theis will get an RBI hit, and then the error by Myers out there as that ball skipped away from him, enabling the second run to score on that ball that was hit into right center field.
Well, see, Eric Hinsky, Angels' new hitting coach, implementing just this solid idea into Matt Theis to try to just get him to relax a little bit more with those arms, not get so stiff early in the at-bat, is to put that bat resting on the back shoulder, which he did all throughout the at-bat, able to just lift it up just in time to get to that breaking ball coming down and in with a much shorter swing and an outstanding approach.
So here is Fernandez at the plate, Jose Miguel Fernandez. And the first delivery on him, he goes after it, lifts a fly ball into left field, but making the grab towards the line is Hunter Renfroe, and that'll be the second out. Fans, don't forget to join us on Saturday, April the 21st for the 8th annual Angels Baseball Foundation 5K and Fun Run. Now, the first 5,000 registered runners will receive a race T-shirt, finisher medal, and 2 ticket vouchers good for a select 2018 Angels home game. Register today at angels.com/5K. So here is Coward at the plate. 2 outs. There's a pitch that he takes, and that's in there for a strike.
Angels offense really taking off here.
What's up with the scoreboard here today, Jose?
Just don't look at it, Terry. Be blind to it.
Well, I took a double take right there. Now they have corrected it. They have the right score on these scoreboards.
Start off with a Maldo Nada.
Here's a little pop into right center. It's going to fall in for a base hit. Stopping at second will be the Angels' lead runner there, and the Angels have another hit, and that might end up being a knockout blow here.
Well, 20 pitches for Marriott, and every time contact was made during this inning, it was made hard and loud by the Angels.
So Fernandez and the rest of the Angels doing some damage here in this inning. Coward also just got that base hit, and we are going to have a pitching change. When we get back, it's a new ball game. Angels have put 4 on the board, trying to get some more. 4-4 the score. Pitching change here in the 5th. Take a timeout and be back with more Angels baseball in a moment on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. So the new pitcher for the Padres is a Eric Yardley will take over, and Colin Walsh will be the first batter that he faces. He's going to pinch hit here for Blash. So the Angels get a left-handed batter in, runners at first and second, and there's a pitch in there for a called strike. 2 outs, 4 in. Walsh has had a few hits already this spring for the Angels. And here's the next delivery. This is bounced right back to the pitcher Yardley. His underhanded toss is in plenty of time over to first base. And that's how the inning will end. But the Angels come up with a 4 spot here to tie things up against the Padres. We are headed to the bottom of the 5th inning. 4-4 the score on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning in a 4-4 ball game, and Jaime Barria is going to take over for the Angels. Native of Panama, pitched at Inland Empire, Mobile, and Salt Lake last season. Was 7-9 with a 2.80 ERA, 26 starts, had 1 complete game. One time Angels minor league pitcher of the year. He's on the Angels 40-man roster.
Yeah, when we talk about the Angels and the depth added to the minor league system by guys developing like Barria, well, here it is. Plenty of position players and some arms coming along the way.
And the first pitch, that one is fouled off by Alan Craig. And the count is 0 balls and 1 strike. Barria working for the first time this spring. He's set. Here's the pitch. And that's right in there for a called strike. Barria fastball, top out around 93. Good curveball and also a changeup. Angels have Juan Gratterall behind the plate. Here's the next delivery, and that one is a little bit low.
First base. 51 Walsh.
The Angels have a number of moves out in the field. We'll be updating the defensive scheme for the Angels in just a moment. And here's the 1-2 delivery. This is chopped out towards short. Long throw from the outfield. Grass is going to be late. And safe at first base with an infield single will be Alan Craig. So the leadoff man is on.
Again, 85 dice stays in at first base. 51 Walsh stays in at second. 83 Fernandez stays in at third.
Connor Justice is the new Angel shortstop who just fielded that ball, and that was a hit all the way.
Catching number 13, Juan Gratterall. Shortstop number 9, Connor.
Here's the pitch, and that's in there on Fernando Tatis Jr., who's batting for the first time in the ballgame, hitting out of Galvis's number 5 spot. He replaced him at shortstop. There's a pitch that misses inside for a ball.
Well, one top prospect against the other. And Barria for the Angels from Panama, and Tatis Jr. He's a third-generation ball player out of the Dominican. His grandpa, Fernando Tatis Sr.
16, Travis Jankowski.
Fernando Tatis Sr. actually played with Estrellas back in the Dominican in San Pedro, and a former teammate of Fredo Griffin.
Here's the pitch. That's a little bit low. Looks like we have a pinch runner, Travis Jankowski, over there running for Alan Craig. So Craig leaves the game. He went 1 for 3.
And Jankowski immediately brings the presence of very good speed at first base.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. This is chopped to Justice at short. Second for 1, and no. The ball pops out of the glove of the second baseman, Colin Walsh. Boy, when it left the bat, it looked like it might possibly be a double play ball, although Tatis can really run. And as it turns out, the Angels don't get anyone. So that figures to be an error on Walsh over there at second base.
It was a hard feed by the shortstop, Justice, after he's had to backtrack a little bit more to get accommodated to the hop.
So a little bit of bad luck for Barria out there on the mound. And here's the pitch. There's a check swing. Renfroe at the plate. Did he go after that one? I think he might have.
The Angels batting order as follows. Gratterall 1.
Ready to work is Barria, and here's the next pitch, and that one is low and inside. Setting up the
5.
Angels here
Justice 7.
defensively.
8.
The new third baseman is Jose Miguel Fernandez.
Justice Walsh
Mentioned Connor Justice at short. Colin Walsh is at second. Angels have Matt Thaiss, it looks like, over there at first base. And the outfield configuration featuring Kyle Cervantz. He's in center. Here's one that's fouled back to the screen, and Renfroe has the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Zach Gibbons is the Angels' new left fielder, and we mentioned when Barria came in, the new Angel catcher is Juan Gratterall. So I think we're all squared away on the changes, Jose.
Good to go.
Yep. Here's the pitch, and that's in there, and out looking is Renfroe. He didn't like the call there by the home plate umpire, Mark Rippiger. So that'll be the first out. Still runners at first and second, and before Villanueva digs in, let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the Angels Baseball Radio Network.
Outside of the Angels clubhouse.
Pitch was taken, a snap throw down the third base side there with the runners on the move on that pitch, and Gratterall is going to gun down the pinch runner there.
Oh, Jankowski comes in, good speed, not a great jump, no good secondary lead, and I think it was just the timing, not knowing enough about Berea on the mound, but nonetheless, Gratterall with an outstanding throw right on the money for a quick tag by Fernandez.
So that'll be the second out. Counts 0-1, and the next pitch, Villanueva thought about chasing that one, holds off.
And going back to Gratterall, he spent a lot of time with the Angels last year, came back in to the organization via trade in mid to late April. Now battling for a spot with his ball club.
Here's the next pitch. That's hit hard, but foul, way foul on the left side. So the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Berea, as he works here, taking over for Jose Alvarez, who last inning worked a scoreless inning, gave up a hit, and struck out 2 batters. Jaime Berea getting ready to work. He's on the Angels 40-man roster. Pitch, that's a ground ball, base hit through into left field. The runner is headed for home, and there will be no throw. And coming in is Tatis, and that will give the Padres the lead back. 2-out RBI hit by Villanueva, second RBI of the game. And the Padres are back up. It's 5-4.
Long home run. He's got a nice follow through on that swing, man. Even though he finishes off high with one pan, you can see just how he's able to leverage all that from a sway to the transfer to making contact to the follow through. And very good idea as to how to drive in runs again. This guy drove over 90 runs combined between the minors and the big leagues last year.
A.J. Ellis will be stepping up. Pair of hits and now a run in the inning. Here's the pitch. That's right in there for a called strike. Berea, pitcher usually around the plate, solid command. Solid season a year ago in the Angels system. Here's his next delivery. That's lifted in the air. It's hit down the left field side, tight to the line. That is a fair ball. Takes a bounce, hits off the fence. They're going to wave the lead runner home. Here's the throw to the plate, and out! At home, trying to come in all the way from first base is Villanueva, and that's how the inning will end. Well, they end up getting just 1 run in the inning. They had a runner thrown out at third and 1 thrown out at the plate. But the unearned run earlier in the inning. So we have completed 5, and we're headed to the 6th inning here in Peoria. And it's San Diego leading the Angels 5-4 on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. TJ Weir is the new pitcher here for San Diego as we go to inning number 6. Hermosillo is the batter, and he chops the ball softly hit to short. The throw to first is still going to be in time to get him, and that will be the first out. So 6-3 on the ground out. TJ Weir now working, replacing Yardley, who came in and faced one batter, got the final out last inning against the Angels.
I will say, Terry, Juan Guerrero, who's up to hit for the first time, a bit of an unsung hero in that last inning. Threw the guy out at third base trying to steal, and also a nice pickup with the throw coming in.
Here he chops one to third. This should be an easy play, and Guerrero will be retired. So a couple of quick outs right here. 3 pitches, 2 outs behind Weir. Very pitch efficient. So Jack Kruger will be the batter. So Josh Naylor is now in over at first base for San Diego. And they also have a new third baseman. And that is Dusty Coleman. They have a new left fielder as well. And playing that position for San Diego is Shane Peterson. It's a pitch that got away and skips all the way back to the backstop. The Padres also have a new right fielder as Will Myers leaves the ball game. And Franmil Reyes is the new right fielder. There's a pitch in there for a called strike. Here's one that's fouled back behind the plate. New catcher is Luis Torrens. He's in there replacing A.J. Ellis. Well, you always like it, Jose, when you get the changes on before the public address announcer announces them here at the stadium. Here's a check swing by Kruger. This one is bounced back near the mound, fielded there by TJ Weir, and he will throw out Kruger, and that is going to end the inning. Boy, that was a quick inning, and Angels are retired 1-2-3 here in the 6th. We are going to the bottom of the inning, 5-4 San Diego. Bottom of the 6th we go here from Peoria on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Franchi Cordero, 9-hole hitter for San Diego, leads off the bottom of the 6th. They lead the Angels 5-4. Barria is still pitching. He came in last inning, had kind of an odd inning. He faced 5 batters. 3 of them got hits. 1 of them reached on an error. They did score a run, but the run ended up being unearned. And there's the pitch that misses low. The Padres had 2 runners thrown out on the bases last inning, 1 at third, and then the play at the plate, which ended the inning. Here's the pitch, and that one is outside.
Franchi Cordero, left-handed batter, batting 9th today. Was leadoff hitter against the Angels yesterday. Prowess to hit the ball in the gaps and to run. There's the numbers will tell you. Here it is. Last year in the minor leagues, Franchi Cordero, 21 doubles, 18 triples, 17 home runs, 972 OPS in El Paso. Outstanding year for the youngster.
Here's the next delivery. It's bounced just foul over there on the first base side. Place went after it, scooped it up, but definitely a foul ball.
Hopefully see some better location, better finishes from a nervous Jaime Barria. As we noticed a little rattle in that first inning of work.
He just missed low with that one. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Updating the count, should be 3 balls, 2 strikes. And here's the pitch. That's fouled off on the left side, backing out of play.
Along with Barria is one of the Angels' top prospects. Let's not forget about Griffin Canning, whom the Angels drafted out of UCLA. Second pick in 2017. Youngster that the Angels just said he had accumulated enough innings after the draft, and really slowly bringing him into the fold. Griffin Canning, looking forward to watching him pitch, hopefully later in the spring.
Cordero returning back to the batter's box after fouling off that last pitch down the left field side. Here's the next pitch, and it's lifted high in the air to center field. Cervantes is going back. He's on the warning track. He jumps up, can't make the catch. Ball hits off the top part of the wall. Going into third and being waved home is Cordero. Here comes the throw to the plate, and he is safe, and that's going to be an inside the park home run.
Well, add that to Cordero's resume. Yesterday's spring training, but boy, what an exciting play. He got enough elevation on that ball, hit to deep center field. Goes again, so gets the right care for him to just have a great look right in front of him. And never even thought about putting on the brakes. Terry, you know why this kid had so many extra bases last year, including again 18 triples.
Yeah, he wasn't going to settle for one there, and he made the right move. Here's Naylor at the plate. We saw him yesterday, and this is his first at bat today, and he takes that one for ball 1. Josh Naylor hitting out of Margot's leadoff spot. Margot was 0 for 2 today for San Diego. Here's a pitch the left-handed batter takes for a strike. 1-1 is the count.
Got that hang time. Hit a ball like that, and you know the first 3 steps out of the box, if that ball were to drop or be misplayed, you have a very good chance of landing at third base standing up.
Here's one fouled off on the left side, backing out of play. Naylor last year played in Double-A. and was 20 years old last year, playing in Double-A. Padres like him, good young player. There's a pitch he tries to check on, and he went around, struck him out. So that's the first out in the inning. Orioles will be the batter. He came in to take over for Wahe at second base for the Padres. And the pitch on Luis Urias. He takes it.
Fine season for Luis Urias last year. .398 on base percentage. A-ball and Double-A, .296 average. He scored 77 runs.
1-0 delivery he was taking again and misses ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Angels down by a pair, 6-4, and battled back from a 4-run deficit to tie it, but the Padres have scored the last 2 in this ball game, and there's a pitch in there for a strike. Two and one is the count. And the next delivery. That's a big cut at that pitch by Urias, native of Mexico. And he fouls that one back. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Not related to Julio Urias of the Dodgers. But Louis, another very fine young player found by the Padres. And Mexico was getting tougher and tougher to sign players like this.
It's a ball chopped right to the shortstop. It's fielded there by Connor Justice, and he will throw him out. So it's a second out. So 2 are gone. Franmil Reyes will be the batter. And he came in to take over in right field. This will be his first at bat here today, and the pitch. Right-handed batter takes that one for a ball.
This is an imposing figure right here. 25 home runs, 102 RBIs last year in Double-A. Franmil Reyes.
Reyes 1-0. That's hit well into left center field. That ball's out by the wall out there in left center field and gone. So Reyes with the second home run in the inning. The first one didn't leave the ballpark, but the runner got it inside the Parker. That one jumped out in a hurry. And the Padres have been playing long ball today. That's their 4th home run in this game. They lead it 7-4.
Yeah, there's how we connected for 25 round trippers last year, 102 RBIs from Franmil Reyes on a line way out of here. Nothing to do with thin air. That was going to be traveling anywhere. He would have made contact.
So that'll be a knockout blow against Berea. We will have a pitching change when we get back. Padres are still batting here in the bottom of the 6th. They lead the Angels 7-4. Pitching change coming up on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. New pitcher for the Angels is Brandon Pinder. We saw him in the Cactus League opener against the Oakland A's on Friday, and he ended up being the losing pitcher in that ball game. He faces Jankowski, and the first pitch, that one misses low. Travis Jankowski batting for the first time in this game. We'll check out the out-of-town scoreboard for you, brought to you by the 2018 Jeep Cherokee in just a moment. With an EPA estimated 30 highway miles per gallon, you can test drive the 2018 Jeep Cherokee today. 7-4 San Diego here in the bottom of the 6th. And here's the pitch. That's fouled back to the screen. Cactus League action. White Sox lead the A's 5-2 in the 6th. In the 5th inning, Milwaukee and Cleveland 4-4. 5th inning, Dodgers leading Texas 6-2. 6th inning, Seattle doubling up the Cubs 4-2. The other Arizona split squad has a 4-0 lead against the Reds in Goodyear in the 5th inning. Kansas City is up on the Giants 5-1 in Scottsdale in the 7th, and here's a fly ball lifted into left center field. Making the running grab on that one is Kyle Cervantes, who's playing center for the Angels, and that will end the inning. But a pair of home runs, one left the ballpark, the other an inside the Parker, and the Padres have added to their lead. They lead at 7-4. We are heading to the top of the 7th inning. When we get back, we'll run down what's happening in the Florida Grapefruit League for you. 7-4 Padres on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. New pitcher has entered the ballgame for San Diego. Miguel Diaz will be taking over, so he replaces T.J. Weir at a quick 1-2-3 inning for the Angels in the top of the 6th. So Diaz is ready, and the first pitch, that one, first pitch fastball misses high. The count's 1 ball, no strikes. Zach Gibbons is the batter for the Angels, and this is his first time up today. He fouls that one off over on the first base side, backing out of play. Gibbons hitting out a David Fletcher spot in the batting order. Fletcher had a pair of hits today, scored a run for the Angels. It's the next delivery. That's another one fouled back right off the screen. So count is 1 ball, 2 strikes.
David Fletcher batting third today, but boy, he really showed the ability to control the bat. hits the ball hard on the ground. Ball comes up nicely off of his bat, but the hit and run, that was beautifully placed to the right side, making it a first and third situation.
There's a pitch cut on and missed a high fastball. He throws it right past Gibbons. That'll be the first down. Miguel Diaz was in 31 games for the Padres last year. 3 of them as a starter. 28 in relief, no saves, a 1-1 record, high ERA, 7.34. He was really hurt by the home run ball last year. He gave up 11 homers in just 41 2/3 innings. Had some control issues last year as well.
Truly, walking 25 and 41 2/3 is not going to help much.
And there's a cut and a miss as Cervantes is batting for the first time today.
Diaz did have a interesting routing to the big leagues. In fact, to San Diego, because he was acquired by San Diego in the Rule 5 draft. But he was selected by Minnesota from Milwaukee first overall in the Major League phase of the 2016 Rule 5, and then acquired by the Padres from Minnesota in exchange for another pitcher.
Here's the next delivery. That's low and inside. And he was a guy, Jose, who you mentioned the whole Rule 5 scenario for him. He went from A ball the year before to the big leagues last year. As that pitch is chased and missed for strike 2, 2-2.
And before he got picked in that Rule 5 pick, Terry, well, single A, 15 starts, 26 appearances. He was 1-8.
Yeah.
With a 3.71 ERA, 91 strikeouts, and 94 2/3 innings.
And despite that, went from A ball to the majors last year. And there's a shot that gets by him and through into center field. And Cervantes has a 1-out single. So the Angels have a base runner, and they need some. Trailing here 7-4 in the 7th inning. Matt Thaiss will be the next batter. Let's fill you in on some finals from around the Florida Grapefruit League. It was Detroit beating Baltimore 8-6. Minnesota a 5-4 win against St. Louis. Atlanta beat Washington 2-1. Astros split squad over the Mets 8-7. The other Astros split squad shut out by Miami 11-0.
Astros now, of course, with Garrett Cole as part of the rotation. This one got away from the catcher.
And moving up from first to second will be Cervantes. So he gets into scoring position with the count 1 ball, no strikes. Red Sox all over the Pirates today, 13-2. Tampa Bay beat Toronto 7-4. And later on tonight, Yankees will be hosting the Phillies under the lights. Here's the 1-0 on Thaiss. That's a called strike.
A lot of noise, of course, coming out of Yankee camp with the new manager, Aaron Boone. But the Thunder in that lineup. Giancarlo and Judge, whose BPs, by the way, were covered on TV. First round of batting practice was being broadcast on TV, and what a show it was. Home run derby all the way around.
Well, you got the 2 home run kings in the same lineup this year.
My goodness.
2 balls and 1 strike.
Giancarlo Stanton, acquired by the Yankees in the offseason, came up 1 homer short of hitting 60 last year. And Aaron Judge breaking the American League record for a rookie. Took it away from Big Mac.
Here's the next delivery, and that is right in there for a called strike.
Which really brings us to spring training and what that meant for the Yankees last year. Aaron Judge came close to not making that ball club out of spring training last year. Came down to the last couple of days.
I'm sure the Yankees were happy with the final decision there.
Joe Girardi no longer the manager. Well, big part of that decision to give the young player a chance to go out there and after experiencing some failure in a September call-up, which Judge said he kept that number next to his bed. What he hit, the strikeouts that he accumulated, And pretty much that was a motivating force. And boy, it was.
Tice will see what he can do on a 3-2 pitch from Miguel Diaz, who's taking a long look in for the sign. Too long for Matt Tice as he backs out of the box. Each team with 10 hits. Angels have had 3 errors today. And the Padres lead by 3 runs, 7-4. Here's the next delivery, and that is a called third strike, and Tice knew it. Struck him out. Pitch was on the inside part of the plate. Pair of strikeouts in the inning for Diaz. And with 2 outs, Jose Miguel Fernandez, the batter. Fans, get your red on. Support the Angels every home game this year with 2018 Angels season seats. For more information, you can call 888-796-HALO or visit angels.com/season seats. Two outs, a runner at second. Fernandez takes low and in, ball 1. He's been up once and flied out to left field his first time up.
So you want to know what number was it that Aaron Judge wanted to be reminded of? To not repeat again? 179 average in his brief call to the big leagues in 2016.
Here's the next pitch, and that's low and inside.
Fernandez, good contact going the opposite field last time out. And a liner was slicing away from the left fielder. And Peterson made a nice running catch. And you can see today, Terry looking for a little versatility and see how he looks in different spots today, getting a little taste of third base.
Yeah. Here's the next pitch. That's way high and inside. It was a fastball up and in.
That had a lot of life.
Yeah, it did. We don't have the radar gun readings here, but that one, that had to be upper 90s. So let's see what the Angels do here with the count 3-0 and Fernandez at the plate. Next pitch, he goes after it, chops it right to the first baseman, and Naylor is there to stop it near the bag. Easily gets Fernandez. The inning is over. Angels had a 1-out single and leave a runner on. 7th inning stretch time coming up in Peoria. 7-4 Padres at the moment on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. The day is over for Brandon Pinder, who ended up facing just one batter in relief of Berea. Vicente Campos is the new Angel pitcher. Non-roster invitee. Campos last season spent time at Salt Lake, Inland Empire, and he also pitched here in Arizona with the Angels Rookie League Club. He's had a lot of arm injury issues in the past. He's had Tommy John right elbow surgery. Here's a ball popped in the air on the first base side, foul territory. Theis has a play and makes the catch on that one. He
all right, the ball found him. Nice.
Yep, really battled that one, but makes the grab for the first out. So Tatis is retired, and there's one gone. But Campos is a guy, a native of Venezuela. Jose, you know him, and it's a guy you got to pull for only because of all the things that he's had to overcome as far as that pitching arm.
A lot.
Yeah.
Yes, and he's got some pop in that fastball again. So for a setback last year. And Billy Epler, Angels general manager, very familiar with his stuff and what he's gone through.
Here's a pitch he misses with for ball 2. It's 2 balls and no strikes. And he's actually a relative of a former Angel pitcher.
Does it start with a K?
Yeah. Kelvin Escobar. Those two are related. I think he's a cousin of Escobar's.
That area there, La Sabana in Venezuela. A lot of good players coming out of there, including, Terry, one of the top prospects, exciting player right now, Ronald Acuna of the Atlanta Braves.
Right. Might be the #1 prospect in baseball.
He is quite the player. What a talent.
Batter here at the plate for the first time today is Shane Peterson. He's hitting out a Renfro's spot. The count's 3-1 on him, and Campos delivers, and he cracks his bat and pops that one into shallow left center, and that's going to drop in for a bloop base hit, and Peterson will take it. Broken bat brought to you by Wonderful Pistachios. Look for Wonderful Pistachios at Angel Stadium and your local grocery store or pharmacy. Now let's get cracking. Oh, I hear the crack of the pistachio there, Jose. Right on cue. Nicely done.
Hopefully Langer heard that.
Dusty Coleman is the batter. This is his first time up, and that one is in there for a strike.
I know you and Mark Langston enjoyed the little sound effects here and there, and they come pretty natural with Langer.
That's right. The parrot and the captain,
yes.
Captain Morgan. That's right. Here's one that's a little bit outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to count.
And as a pitcher, he's going to love when you talk about cracking bats. Oh, goodness. Oh.
Vicente Campos on the hill. And the next delivery lifted in the air in the right field. That ball is carrying out in right field, in right center, and that ball is gone in right center. Coleman hits the 5th home run of the day for San Diego. 5 of them they've had in this ball game, including it inside the Parker. So the lead grows. It's now 9-4. Well, the first 3 Angel games were all 1-run games. This one has had a little bit more distance.
Well, this one has Arizona written all over it. A total 9 hits yesterday. There's 22 on the board right now with 4 errors. Not a good combo.
And we heard during the half-inning break that they have made a scoring change today. And Angels had an error taken off the board, and so have 2 now in this ball game. But the errors really haven't factored into much of the scoring for the Padres. The long ball certainly has. 1-1 is the count on Luis Torrens. He chops that one on the third base side. That's a foul ball. Torrens, he's batting for the first time today. Came in to take over behind the plate for A.J. Ellis. One ball, 2 strikes the count. The attendance this afternoon, we'll get to it after the pitch, and it's skied in the air into left center field. This ball is carrying as well. Cervantes out on the warning track, can't make the catch, and then he bangs into the wall, falls down, and heading into third base, and getting there will be Torrens. Well, the wind has picked up. That ball just kept carrying. It's going to be a triple. Cervantes has had a few out there in center field where he's gone back, and that one there just couldn't run it down.
There's a few things to battle here besides the sun. The ball really carrying once it hit about halfway through the outfield. The guys cannot be gliding. You got to just do your best to get under it, and of course not every single one of those would have been reachable anyways. But the Padres with the extra base hits really pounding it on the Angels right now.
Here's a pinch hitter, a left-handed batter, Austin Allen at the plate. So Campos having a tough time in his first appearance this spring for the Angels. Here's ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes the count. 9-4 San Diego here in the bottom of the 7th. Next pitch with the infield in. That's high and outside. Three and 0 is the count. And there's a pitch right in there for a called strike. 3-1 now, the count on the pinch hitter Austin Allen. Three-one pitch, swing and a miss. So Campos has come back, and after getting behind 3-0, has gotten a full count on the batter. We'll see if he can come back and get him.
Ryan Gratterall behind the plate, stressing more and more with the Campos, especially here. Trust me, get the ball down to the zone. I will take care of it.
Payoff delivery. It's chopped on a high hop, and it's going to clear the right side of the infield. An RBI hit.
Terry, that's Arizona on display for you right there.
Sure was.
One hopper over the drawn-in second baseman. And you, the pitcher, figure, well, I got the ground ball. Well, it's not automatic here under these conditions.
So 10-4 San Diego. Campos got the first batter out, and now the next 4 have all had hits, and 3 of them have scored in the inning against them. Angels have a little meeting at the mound right now. So no pitching change. The Angels are just starting to get some action in the bullpen at the moment, and the Angels have a left-hander up. That might be Jonah Wesley. Here's the pitch, and that's a called strike on the outside corner. Naylor at the plate. And here's the pitch. He chases that one, fouls it back to the screen. So the count quickly moves to no balls and 2 strikes on Josh Naylor. In case you missed it earlier today, Shohei Ohtani making his debut as a hitter in the Angels lineup, the DH. And there's one fouled off on the right side. The Padres never retired Ohtani today. He had 2 walks and an RBI single. He has since left the ball game, but had a nice day today as an Angel designated hitter.
Yes, he did. Good presence in the hitter's box. He also has a great idea in the strike zone, a couple of walks. Solid contact, RBI right through the middle.
There's one popped up foul. It's going to get back to the seats on the left side.
And for Ohtani, it was pretty much almost like a mirror image of what we saw when with him on the mound. Just calm, collected, not trying to overdo it, pretty much bringing that same approach and swing from batting practice into the game. And of course, as anticipated too, saw a couple of good fastballs right under his arms.
Here's the 0-2, and that is a called third strike. Nipped the inside corner. Naylor not happy with that call by Mark Rippiker. First strikeout for Campos here in this inning. It's been a tough inning for him. So here is Urias getting ready to bat. Luis Urias. Played in A and AA last year. And the pitch, and that is a little bit low and away. It misses for a ball. Tyler Skaggs started the game, and it was a tale of 2 innings for Skaggs. First inning, he threw 7 pitches. They were all strikes, and he struck out 2 batters, retired all 3 in a row. There's one that's tipped foul right by the plate. The second inning today.
Terry, it might have been about 1 pitch that second inning.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Second inning, he faced 4 batters. He retired the first one, and then he walked Freddie Galvis on a borderline pitch. And you kind of wondered if you could see Skaggs' reaction out on the mound. You kind of wondered if maybe it was a little bit in his head out there on the mound. He faced the next 2 batters after that 3-2 payoff pitch that was called ball 4, and he gave up home runs to the next 2 batters, and that was the end of his day.
Yeah, unfortunately. He had a good bite on his breaking ball, threw a couple of nice changeups, but fastball command location was very poor, and the Padres hitters were ready for it, and they did it fairly quickly.
Yeah. 2-1 is the count here as Campos is ready, and the next pitch lifted in the gap in right center field. That's another ball. It's hit well. It's going to bang off the wall. Going into third is the lead runner, and that's going to be a double here for Urias. So this inning is not over yet. And they've hit some balls hard in this inning against Campos. They've actually hit for the cycle in the inning, and that's going to be it for Campos, as he will be lifted. Mike Socia is headed out to the mound to make a pitching change. So we have a break in the action here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Padres have pulled away in this one, at least for the time being. They're up 10-4. Pitching change here in the 7th. We'll take a break on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. So the Angels go to the bullpen and bring in left-hander Greg Mahle. We saw him a couple years ago with the Angels. He was strictly in the minors last year in the Angels system. AA Mobile and AAA Salt Lake, where he was 10-4 in relief and had a 4.77 ERA. Here's the next pitch, and that's a little bit inside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, he got into the Angels' depth chart by an outstanding spring 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
He almost came close to making the ball club. Eventually got the call up.
And the next pitch, this is chopped softly to the third baseman, fielded by Fernandez. His throw is in time, and that will end the inning as Reyes is retired. So Mahle comes in, gets the final out. But in the inning, some damage earlier. They get 3 runs, and they had a total of 5 hits. The Padres will also leave a couple runners on base. The Angels need runs as we head to the top of the 8th. It's 10-4 San Diego on the Angels. Angels set to lead things off here in the 8th inning. There's a new pitcher in the ball game for the Padres. Jonathan Aro takes over for Diaz, who gave up a hit, no runs against the Angels last inning, and also recorded a pair of strikeouts. Next delivery by Aro, and that evens up the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Connor Justice is the batter. He's batting for the first time in today's ball game, hitting out a Coward spot. Caleb Coward was 2 for 3 today. And there's one that's fouled back behind the plate. 1-2 the count. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves here on the Angels Baseball Radio Network. Terry Smith and Jose Mota with you here from Peoria. Our producer engineer on the Angels Baseball Radio Network is Jorge Sevilla. There's one that levels the count 2-2.
So we're talking broken bats, right? In the crack of the bat.
Right.
Didn't I tell you the pitchers love that? So Mark Langston has checked in.
He did?
Langer, way to go.
Doesn't surprise me. There's a pitch on the outside corner, and that is in there for a called third strike. So out number 1 here in the 8th. Jonathan Aro's pitching was in the Mariners organization last year, and he signed with San Diego this offseason in November as a free agent. Right-hander's pitch. Colin Walsh batting, fouls that one back on the left side, and they count 0-1. Well, you mentioned my radio colleague Mark Langston, and he told me before I came out here to Arizona that he was probably going to be out here sometime, I guess in March here in the Valley. And I said, well, if you make it your way in, make sure you look me up. So I'll see if he does or not.
You're easy to find.
Yep. He knows where I will be. It's a matter of whether or not I know where he's going to be. There's a pitch that's a low. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
He can find himself right here where I'm sitting right now.
Justin Anderson warming in the Angels.
Now, one of his daughters now lives here in the Valley, so he'll be coming in probably next month. Just hope he gives me a little heads up on that. 1-2 is the count.
If you didn't give it enough of a heads up right now, somebody will.
That's right. Here's the next pitch. 2-strike delivery. It's a little bit high. Shadows starting to form back behind home plate. Still well behind the batter's circle, so it's not an issue right now for the hitters. And the next pitch, and there's a cut and a miss, and Walsh is down on strikes. So a pair of them here for Aro, and last inning Diaz had a couple of strikeouts. Angels bats, other than the 5th inning today, have been fairly quiet. The 5th inning is when the Angels got all 4 of the runs and battled back from down 4-0 to tie it. But since the Angels put the 4 on the board in the 5th inning, it's been all San Diego since. They've scored the last 6 runs in this game, and there's a swing and a miss as Hermosillo chases that one. He's gone all the way today in right field for the Angels. This is his 4th at bat, and he takes that one low and outside.
Well, take advantage of it, because once the regulars are out here, the 4 at-bat games for youngsters are going to disappear very quickly.
There's a cut and a miss. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Then as a young player, Terry, you start looking forward to the split squad. Like, when is that happening? I might get a chance to even get a start. In the meantime, the better you show here in the early going with these chances given to you, the better off you're going to be getting yourself some starts later on in some split squads.
Here's the next delivery. It's fouled off on the left side, back and out of play. The Angels will have a pair of split squad days here, and the first one will be on Saturday, March the 10th, and then the Angels will have another one on March the 15th. Here's the 1-2. That's fouled back to the screen. You could hear the microphone pick up that sound of that foul ball. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Pretty good job there by Hermosillo, just making sure he's protecting enough in the outer half.
Today here at Peoria Stadium, exactly 2,700 on hand. 2,700 here today. Another one fouled off by Hermosillo, so he battles with 2 strikes. 1-2 the count.
That was right on the money. 2-7-0-0.
Yeah.
Matt Shoemaker on the mound tomorrow for the Angels against John Gray of the Rockies.
Yep. Wednesday we'll see Andrew Heaney, and that'll be against the Cleveland Indians. That'll be back at Tempe Diablo Stadium.
And before you know it, the countdown to Shohei on the mound is on.
Here's one that's chopped foul on the left side. Yeah, we could see Ohtani maybe on Friday.
Could be.
Haven't heard definitely on that. A lot of things are always subject to change here in the Cactus League.
But to maximize his at-bats, I will think that he's playing tomorrow, getting some at-bats.
Yeah. Here's a little pop on the left side, and it's caught by the third baseman Coleman. Boy, Hermosillo has cracked his bat on that one, and the inning is over. So not much happening here for the Angels in the 8th 1-2-3 inning for Jonathan Aro. Bottom of the 8th next. San Diego in control. Kowski will be the batter. And the Angels have a new catcher in the ball game, Francisco Arcia. So the new pitcher is Justin Anderson, and his first pitch is a ball, and the count's 1 ball, no strikes.
That's job Greg Malley coming in and getting that last out for the Angels in the bottom of the 7th inning. Welcome back.
There's a pitch right in there for a called strike. So the count's even. It's 1 ball, 1 strike on Travis Jankowski. Here's the next delivery, and that one is low. Arcia, who's behind the plate, first time we've seen him. He had a little bit of trouble, I guess, getting to Camp Jose from Venezuela.
Many issues happening back there in terms of documents and paperwork and clearing some immigration issues.
Yeah. He played last season for AA Mobile and AAA Salt Lake. Guy who can also play a little first base for you in a pinch, Arcia. Counts 3-1. The Angels also have Brennan Lund out there in right field. He replaces Hermosillo on the pitch, and that is ball 4. So a leadoff walk.
Very, very difficult to come here and not connect with a guy that's now passed away, and Kevin Towers, and what he meant to this organization, to the Padres. Former general manager between 1995 and 2009, 1998 World Series team. A wonderful memorial service yesterday at Petco Park for Kevin Towers, a Padres first rounder back in 1982, and also the general manager of the Diamondbacks between 2011 and 2014, and of course a person that all around baseball beloved, Kevin Towers, rest in peace.
Took a team to the World Series in the past, did Kevin Towers. Yeah, it was sad to hear of his passing not too long ago. The catcher Arcia just went out there to have a word with Anderson, who walked Jankowski and missed on the first pitch here to Tatis. And here's the pitch. That's in there for a called strike. Well, we mentioned Brennan Lund is now in right field. So the Angels have completed their trio of number 9s appearing in the ball game.
Well done. Well orchestrated by Soch.
3 players with the same number have all played today, and there's one that's chased and missed. The first one was Eric Young Jr., and then the second one was Connor Justice, who's actually in the game as we speak. And now the other number 9 is in the game as well, and that's Brennan Lund.
Terry, did you have anything to do with alerting Mike Socha about this to make sure you use every single number 9?
I have not had any discussions on that. I'm trying to keep this thing as simple as possible, and of course we're getting a few curveballs here, but that's always the case in spring training.
Sometimes you do alert manager Mike on a few things, and that sounds like one that you would kind of set up a bit, you know?
There's the pitch a little bit high. I think he has more on his plate to worry about than me mentioning why you keep playing guys with the same number in the same game.
He's in spring training mode. He's relaxed right now.
2-2 here on Tatis. And here's the pitch. That one is a little bit low.
Now, one thing we know with Mike is very happy about how things have flowed here throughout camp. Some of the scheduling has been actually flexed a little bit all around baseball, Terry, with some teams moving some workouts back. You know, a half hour or so.
Here's a ball chopped on the right side. Second for 1. Relay to first, and it will be a little bit late. Trying to keep the foot on the bag over there was the Angels' first baseman. That's Thaiss over there, but throw took him off the bag, so it'll be a fielder's choice off the bat at Tatis. Out at second on Jankowski. That'll go 4-6. 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Yeah, well, everything is a little bit different this spring because the games have started earlier, because the start of the regular season will be earlier. Regular season will begin in March, late March. There's one that's lined into left, and making a nice running catch is Zach Gibbons on that one. Good job as he was heading toward the line in left field. He got a good read off the bat there of Peterson and makes the fine play out there in left field. It's the second out.
Playing the sound of the bat and also playing well. That ball's slicing away from him off the bat of a left-handed batter. Outstanding.
In the past, usually, Jose, the position players are here for about a week before the games begin. But the position players came in a week ago, last Monday, and then the games began that Friday of the same week, last Friday. And there's a chopper hit to third, and the flip to second is easily going to get Tatis, and the inning will end on the fielder's choice off the bat of Dusty Coleman. So the inning is over. I want to remind you the bottom of the 8th inning was brought to you by our friends at Rotolo Chevrolet in Fontana, the #1 Chevrolet dealer in California. Rotolo is pursuing excellence every day. Visit them at rotolo.com. The 9th is coming up, and the Angels need some runs, down 10-4 here on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Francisco Arcia, we were just talking about him last half inning. The Angels catcher who's in the ball game will now be the batter for the first time this spring. So he's hitting out of what is the leadoff spot. Gratterall came into the game and batted out of Eric Young Jr. spot. Now Arcia will bat out of that spot. And the first pitch he was taking, it's ball one. It's 1 ball, no strikes. New pitcher in the game, and it's a Submariner, Adam Simber, out there. And the pitch fouled back. The count goes to 1 ball, 1 strike. Simber drops down. Submariner out there on the mound, right-hander. He's ready, and the next pitch, and that one is inside. It misses for a ball. Right-hander set, next delivery. This is chopped out near second base. Should be an easy play for the shortstop. Tatis will throw out Arcia. So that is out number 1 here in the 9th. Angels trailing it 10-4. Things don't look good for the Angels today. Jack Kruger will be the next batter. Simber, as he works, replacing Aro, who retired all 3 batters that he faced last inning, had a couple of strikeouts. Jose is headed downstairs, and he will visit with Angels manager Mike Scioscia when this ball game comes to an end. The first pitch in there on Kruger. Since Kruger came in, he's batted once, and he hit a comebacker. Here's the next delivery. He fouls that one off on the right side, backing out of play. So the count jumps to no balls and 2 strikes.
97, Michael Barish on deck.
Here's the next pitch, and that's way high and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Looks like the Angels have a pinch hitter waiting on deck, and it's Michael Barish, one of the catchers the Angels brought to Peoria here today. That one is fouled off on the right side, backing out of play. 1-2 is the count. They have the infield backed up. Simber is ready. He played in Double-A and Triple-A last year, and there's a pitch that is chased and missed, and Kruger is out on strikes. Submariner had a little extra on that pitch. So 2 are gone here for the Angels in the 9th inning, and Barish will be the batter. Going to pinch hit here for Gibbons. And Mike Scioscia got in just about everybody today. A couple of players haven't seen any action, but the large majority of the ones who traveled here today have seen some time in this ball game. First pitch on Barish. He takes it for a ball. The count 1 ball, no strikes. Simber's next pitch, and that one pops off the mid of the catcher Torrens. Goes back to the backstop. 2 balls and no strikes, the count. Adam Simber pitched at the University of Washington. He was a second-team all Pac-10 pitcher in his college days, and last season, good numbers. Sub-3 ERA in the minors for the Padres. It gives you that different look. The Submariner, 27-year-old right-hander, 6'4", just 180 pounds. 2 balls, 1 strike on Barish. Here's one that missed outside, and the count goes to 3 balls and 1 strike. Barish, Ninth round pick of the Angels in 2016, played at Inland Empire in Mobile last season and bounces this one to third. This should be the end of the ball game. The throw a little bit high, but the catch made by Naylor as he had to come off the bag. He still applies the tag, and that's how the ball game will end. So the Angels pretty quiet, especially in the last 4 innings of this ball game. The Angels managed only 1 hit the final 4 innings here today. So the final score from Peoria, the Padres over the Angels today 10-4, and the Angels and San Diego end up splitting the back-to-back games here in Cactus League play. They'll square off, as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, in San Diego during the regular season, and that'll be just a little bit before the middle of August when the Angels will play a 3-game series against the Padres there. So the Halos with the loss here, and the Cactus League record now even up at 2-2 for the Angels so far this spring. Coming up tomorrow, Salt River Fields for the Angels and Rockies. We'll see Matt Shoemaker on the mound for the very first time this spring, and then also Angels on Wednesday will be back home to take on the Cleveland Indians, and it'll be our first look at Andrew Heaney pitching for the Angels in the Cactus League. The Angels will be in Scottsdale on Thursday, back at Tempe Diablo to host the Cubs on Friday, and then the Angels will be right back here at this ballpark on Saturday night to take on Seattle, the other team that trains here at Peoria Stadium. So that will be coming up for you as well. So we are going to take you down to the field. Jose Molde is going to visit with new Angels bench coach Josh Paul. Jose, take it away.
Terry, I'm sure you remember him. Josh Paul, former Angels catcher, and of course you come from the Yankees. How happy are you to be back again with the Red?
I'm coming home. This was my favorite place to play. I love it here. It's like a family, and it's awesome to be back.
Talk about spring training, and how much of an influence have you had on Socha and organizing, and you and Dino getting things together and rolling?
Dino and I are clicking really well, helping each other out a lot with schedules and lineups and stuff, and we both do what we can to help Socha out.
How about the young players that you have in camp? How do you balance things out, knowing that some or most are new to you, but you're not new to working around young players as you did with the Yankee system?
Well, I'm still learning guys' names, faces. I think that's the most important part is starting relationships with guys before you kind of jump in and help as a coach. So I'm establishing those relationships right now.
Became a candidate, mentioned a lot as a former player and possible as a Yankee manager. How happy are you to be taking the step here right next to your former manager, Mike Socha?
I learned a lot from Socha when I played here as a catcher. And I'm looking forward to learning a lot more from him as his bench coach. And, hopefully sometime down the road, that'll pay off for me.
How many times are you reminded of the play?
It comes up. But how many years ago was that? It's been a long time. So, it's over with. And we move forward.
Wishing you all the very best. Thank you for your time.
Thanks a lot.
Well, he kept things loose, Terry, as a player. So, you know what? Looking for the same thing here now as a coach, just like you see it now. Same old Josh Paul.
All right, Jose, and I saw him messing around with you as he was walking away from the interview. Well, here today, the Angels not in the ball game, certainly after the Padres broke things open really in the 6th inning and then added some more runs in the 7th as well. The final again today, 10-4 San Diego. We want to thank you for joining us here from Peoria Stadium. And for those of you watching on Fox Sports West, Jose Mota and Ken French will have a lot more post-game analysis coming up shortly on Angels Live. On the radio side, we'll have more post-game coverage on our flagship station, Angels Radio, AM 830. Again, the final today, San Diego over the Angels 10-4. Thanks for joining us on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West.